Hi, YouTube. It's me, Kareem Zamir. Those are Seekers Galanti. This is Second Wake, episode 8, year 2, but it's realistically like episode 60 flat out, but don't tell the algorithm. I'm still trying to play with it. Our last episode got like 7 whole views, so that's pretty big. Anyway, don't tell Daddy Bezos that we're cheating on him with Susan Wojcicki. Isn't it? Wait, is it Susan Wojcicki who runs YouTube? I think it is. I don't know, Sue. I don't really know you. I don't know Daddy Bezos. I just spend a lot of money with Daddy Bezos. So me and him are like this. I paid for 8% of his last yacht. You're welcome. So that's how that goes. You too can own 8% of a trillionaire's Is he a trillionaire yet? He's close. I know the company's $1 trillion company. Anyway. So yeah, hi. It's Dungeons and Dragons time. We have intrepid heroes, but we don't do that thing they do in Dimension 20, because that's just for in-person stuff, and everyone's ears would be blown out of their eye sockets. That's what happens to ears when they get... Never mind. Moving on. So yes, when we last left our delightful adventure within the realm of the Everwield, it was a girls' night. It was girls' night out. Hey, girl. What's good? You want to fight a little ink demon on the carpet? That's cool. Did I get you, Celeste? I totally got her. I waited till she had water in her hand. I was like, slowly hit her with the voice. Hit her with the old reliable. But yes, we had both of our boys were out due to illness, and only because they were dropping fire mixtapes. I don't think they were actually sick. They were just out in the streets dropping that wicca, wicca, wicca. Do they still say wicca, wicca? I don't think so. I'm probably just very old. At this point, I think I just need to have a couple edibles and be like, and I think that's what they're... I don't even think the drunk rap is in anymore. I think now it's like... It's all like really self-aware, depressing stuff that I keep hearing. It's like existential crisis rap, and I don't know that I can't F's with that. I'm saying F's because within the first 5 minutes, YouTube. Hi, how you doing? So yeah, would one of our leading ladies like to tell the boys what happened last time? At all. For one shiny nickel. A whole nickel. You two can be the hero.
All right, I got this.
All right, Cobalt Jones, what happened last time? Leading lady, Cobalt Jones.
Lots and lots of diarrhea.
Lots of diarrhea. Yep, no, I think that's about the long and short of it. I'll fill in the blanks on that one then. So yes, between diuretic episodes through which Cobalt Jones had clutched the other sides of a wooden... we'll say a wooden lavatory, and prayed that all of the Realm Weavers and all of the might and all of the goodness they have left within this world might be channeled through his lower intestine to save all that he holds dear and near to his abdomen. The girls were busy in the meeting common room, completing a rather, I don't know how to say that, a rather physically... frightening moment in which Velthil had recently departed from this mortal coil and had returned, leaving in her wake a black Icarus blood that had slayed across the fur rug within the common room. It took a number of keen eyes belonging to that of Morgan Quinlan to note that the Icar was still alive. Can you tell I watched a Bela Lugosi movie again, like recently? Yeah, thanks. Okay, great. You'd never even know. It's so smooth like butter. After doing battle with the remnants of a strange and curious type of infection through which our wizard has now completely removed themselves of, or so they think. No, they have. That'd be so dick of me to do that. Can I say that yet? Yeah, it's 5 minutes. But yes, after defeating evil where it stood from deep within her soul, the pit of her arm. I shouldn't say armpit. Like, I shouldn't say, that's just bad. It didn't come out of your armpit. That's lewd. If friend of the channel, Night Creep Max, big armpit lover, so I probably should say that. They're popular. Kids be liking armpits, I guess. Anyway, after removing the dark ichor, the ladies had a number of discussions on topics, both large and small, things they'd want to accomplish, and Celeste invited a small gnomish man named Benji out for a cup of drink. First thing in the morning, after taking a nice long rest, exploring the boundaries of Velthil's mind to root out any cause of infection or confirm that the darkness, hearts, darkness, had been removed from within the pits of her soul? I don't know. This is why I can't have like 4 coffees before doing this. Letting you know now. After accomplishing that goal, we went into a bit of downtime. Honestly, it was kind of just nice. A little bit of exploration, a little bit of shopping, a little bit of talking, a little bit of getting things going. In doing so, we had a bit of downtime this week. Folks bought some winter clothes. People put down payments on an arm and a leg. I'm sorry, just an arm, but it cost an arm and a leg. Folks were deciding what might be best to do next, came back, and now we find everyone back within the signature common room of the Gulanti estate, debating their next modus operandi. Primarily, at this point, it is roughly, give or take, 10:30 to 11 in the morning still. Many of what had already occurred was, honestly, bright and early. Like, we say, like, when I get off of work from my mailman job at 6 a.m., let's go for a drink at like 9. So, you know, whiskey's great. So this is Celeste realizing how clocks work. She's like, let's go get drunk at 9. Seems like a good day to spend. But yes, you all find yourselves in the common room. Celeste and Cobalt Jones wearing very heavy coats reminiscent to that one Macklemore video that everyone likes. And Cobalt Jones has already gotten ketchup and mustard partly all over one of the sleeves of his, as he now has a, I'm going to say it's like a rucksack. You have like a rucksack full of hastily prepared rations, or, you know, breakfast for the rest of the estate that has now been funneled into just a big old bag of Danishes and some like puff pastry eggs and like bits of bacon and ham that have just been haphazardly thrown together and wrapped like I assume it's like all like wax paper, and you're just like, yeah, that'll freaking work. But yes, for the rest of you, as you return back this early morning, or I should say mid-morning, it is up to you to decide what comes next in the story. I don't really control that. I don't like to force people to do stuff. Do what makes your character happy. What happens next, Seekers of Galanti? You tell me.
So I just want to clarify, as well as being a doctor in the army, Cobalt Jones is also a chef. So, yeah.
Master of many trades. Wears many hats.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
I need to identify the gem that Schmidt gave to Cobalt Jones.
Oh, yes. Just casting Identify on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see here. Oh, yes. The thundering stone that he had handed you, the one that had crackled with energy. I have that one written down here, I believe. Yes, no, so. Confirm or deny, Cobalt Jones. Your life depends on it. Says with a thumbs up. There we go. Yes, you cast Identify. You see a long, coiled, tarnished-looking shadow, the edges of which have been corroded and beaten away by some type of recent encounter and differential in your arcana, but still a decrepit-looking evil soul leans over your shoulder and whispers into your elven ear, "Ah, yes, how delightfully droll. A stone of residual arcana, trapped lightning, in fact. A powerful source of energy, but even more so, a dangerous weapon if left in the wrong hands. By merely throwing it against the ground, it can cause a shattering effect that could decimate a small platoon or retinue of unfortunates." Fantastic. You see it go away. But yes, you have a thundering stone. It is a stone that contains a little miniature bolt of lightning inside of it. It can, as an action, be thrown at an enemy as a detonative device, or it can be used as a power source that literally can channel lightning. Straight up, real baby lightning.
Can I just ask a semantics question?
Sure.
Once it's used, does it go away? Like if you throw it at
It explodes.
a target, yeah, and then it's done.
Yeah, oh
so
yeah.
one use kind of explode.
Oh,
Okay,
oh yeah.
cool.
Big bomby boomer, as everyone's favorite Star Wars character would say. He's a big boomer. It's not.
I have.
Oh, sorry.
I have great fears that once I hand this back to Cobalt Jones, he's just going to throw it at any one of us.
I know it's not me.
I'm gonna throw it at
you
me.
wouldn't play catch?
I'm gonna throw it at me and see if I can withstand it.
That is one way. Are you going to do that right now?
It's in my hand
No.
still. Mom hasn't given it back to you.
Really, what I'm hoping is that I can use this to maybe make like a mobile refrigerator.
That would be a thing. There is a magical item that does the same thing, but a fridge also would work.
Or like when you go to the theme park and you get one of those little like misting fans.
Ooh, yeah.
One of those that could be useful too.
But it's just lightning.
No, just like using it as like a battery
Oh, yeah, that could work too.
that can channel lightning. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work. I like that. Do you hand the stone back, Valithil?
Jones, just be careful with this. It's pretty dangerous.
Yeah, all right. And I'll just throw it in my bag.
You hear it clatter. Ting, 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 ting.
Well, it's fine. Everything will be fine.
Does it require attunement?
No. It's a consumable, but I wouldn't eat it.
It's a grenade.
Granado!
All right, that sounds cool.
It's pretty
Hopefully
neat.
the hammer doesn't smash it.
Have fun with it. If you don't intend to use it, that could be handy to the artificer that I was hiring to make it on for me. If you don't want it, but it's yours. Speaking of, then I want to sit down and read the note that she gave me about the mirror.
Oh, of course. Someone wants to read the mirror. What you have before you as you look through and read across it, let me make sure I have this completely right. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. I have its stats. And there we go. Let's see here. There we go. So yes, what you hold in your hand and what is described from Graza as the small hand mirror that was found at the destroyed wagon, where you encountered a number of strange and macabre type creatures, the ravens specifically picking through the wreckage that you then did battle with and claimed this broken bit of mirror. This small hand mirror is actually known as a hand mirror of life trapping. It functions similarly to the item of the same name, which is a mirror of life trapping, with the following changes. It is handheld. It does not need to be hung on a wall to be activated. It has 3 activated words, which I will provide to you. When you speak, if you're unaware of what a mirror of life trapping does, you can find it on D&D Beyond players. If you are not aware what it does, by speaking its command word, the surface of the mirror becomes a shimmer of light and effect. Any creature that looks upon the mirror once activated must succeed on a DC 15 saving throw, which I believe is Charisma. It is. A DC 15 Charisma saving throw, or be trapped along with anything it is wearing or carrying in one of the mirror's 12 extra-dimensional spaces. This hand mirror, however, only has 7 extra-dimensional spaces. The saving throw is made at advantage if the creature knows the mirror's nature, and constructs succeed automatically. An extra-dimensional cell is an infinite expanse filled with thick fog that reduces visibility within it to 10 feet. Creatures trapped in the mirror's cells don't age, they don't need to eat, drink, or sleep, and a creature trapped within the cell can escape using magic that permits planar travel. Otherwise, the creature is confined to the cell until freed. So yes, if you happen to trap more than 7 creatures, the mirror frees one of the trapped creatures within it at random to accommodate the new prisoner. A freed creature appears in an unoccupied space within sight of the mirror, but facing away from it. If the mirror is shattered, all creatures it contains are freed and appear in unoccupied spaces near the holder. So yes, within 5 feet of the mirror, you can speak the name of one creature trapped in it, or call out to a particular cell by number, 1 through 7. The creature named or contained within the named cell appears as an image on the mirror's surface. You and the creature can then communicate normally. In a similar way, you can use an action to speak a command word and free one creature trapped in the mirror. The freed creature appears along with its possessions in the unoccupied space nearest the mirror, facing away from it. And as Garza has told you, it is a prison, and there is still, after being shattered, a prisoner within one of the cells.
Fun.
Fun.
I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
JJ's connection to Vasler, if I remember correctly, was an attunement slot.
Correct.
Is she still attuned to Vasler?
No, not at this time.
Okay, great. I was just making sure I had one slot open.
You have uno slato. Mm-hmm. So yes, that is what the mirror does. And whoever would like to hold that or wield it or look upon it and say, I'm out. Eternal life could be yours for as long as you live within the surface of the mirror. Think about that. You could live forever. Right there. Infinity life at your fingertips.
No eating or drinking, though. I mean,
You don't have to eat or drink. You can.
Yeah, but you also can't.
No, it doesn't say you can't. You don't have
How am I
to.
going to get food?
Oh, I mean, the hope is that a friend lets you out every, 100 years, and you restock, and as long as you're holding everything, it goes back in with you. Granted, you will lose everything in there if it's further than 10 feet away from you. You'll just never find it again, because it's foggy. It's foggy in that area. But, I mean, like any good prison in any fictional universe or real life, if you are smart about going to prison, you can make it pretty comfortable. I know what you did, rich people. I know what you did. Anyway, sorry. Any other action seekers?
Having died, the only other thing that Val's going to do is reattune to the amulet of protection.
Okay. Easy enough to do.
Jones, tell them about the thing. The party.
All right, guys. So down at the docks, there's some stuff going on. There's a bunch of people setting up a stage, and some fancy pants foreigners coming in, and they're gonna do like a show or something like that. I think. I don't know. Sound like a big deal.
Did you get the name of these folks?
Why would I do that?
Maybe they're not worth listening to or going to? I don't know.
I mean,
Word
it
travel?
sounded like they were a pretty big deal, so that must mean something.
Sounded like the whole town was going.
JJ know if playing at the docks was a particularly big thing or not?
What do you mean, define big?
Like it was a popular venue or anything?
It can be. It's effectively the docks, while owned in particular by the Newark company. The idea is that they're technically neutral against the three major houses and the church. While the Ferosa still do send clerical presences to the docks, it's often the place where river traders that move in and out of the northern Hollowoods and even up north through to Grim Village and past the Ravon Range often deposit their wares through the riverside kind of channel. For that reason, it tends to be kind of like the place of freedom. From the Heart is there for that very reason, because of the nature and the items of which she deals and is involved with. Not having to pay or be subservient to any of the major houses tends to be kind of a good deal. Nothing really beats performing for an actual theater home owned by any of the major players within the city. You would know as a bard, many of even the most scandalous, raunchy or just provocative bards in the city want to play in the church of the Weavers. They want to be in the Ferocious area, and that's the biggest venue. But it's only ever for church services. So it's always been this kind of in thing among bards, if you can play it there, you will have made it. But of course it's It's a giant freaking church. There's probably no way.
Gotcha.
So yeah, the docks are kind of like that, like, what is it, like Night at the Apollo kind of feeling. Like, it's like, hey, you can try some stuff out, but you can also you can make it a big event if you want to.
Okie dokie. I mean, we've got, what, another day or two here? So,
Well, we need to go confirm our plans with the lady and arrange our travel.
I think we got plenty of time to do that if they want to go to this show. Did y'all find your coats by any chance?
Yeah, check it out.
Cobble Jones in a big coat.
It looks very, very fancy. Or
Thanks.
like well fitting, you know.
It was really cheap.
Even better.
It was indeed pretty cheap.
Something maybe a little bit more important, Orville. We were thinking, wouldn't it be so awesome if we could bring a keg with us, adventuring, right? But here's the problem, and I know you'll understand this. I don't think a keg can fit through the opening in your fancy smancy magic bag. But hear me out. What if we just pour the contents of the keg in the bag, and then we just have like this super magical, extra dimensional wine bag? We could slap the bag, drink wine out of it. It'd be great.
And we could still fit other stuff in there if we really needed to, because it's not like the liquid's taking up too much room. So we could just pour it as we go and like keep putting stuff in there if we needed to. It's not gonna change the flavor too much, I don't think. So
Well, I
it'd
hope
be great.
DM.
Yeah, a portable, slappable bag. Count me in. Shoot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go get it.
Perfect. Go get the bag. I'll
All
get
right.
the keg.
Okay.
All right. 2 and 5.
DM.
Yo.
That's
Am I
actually-
aware of alchemy jugs
Um.
or decanters of potentially endless liquids?
Yeah, I think those are common enough, right? I don't know. Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah, why not? You're level 7. Yeah, sure.
There are magic items that are exactly what you're looking for. That won't end up with you drinking everything else that's in that bag, because the second you pour it, you're going to pour everything in there out onto you.
Wait, you can't just pour the wine?
But you reach
Well-
in and you think about what you're pulling out, so you could probably pull like a handful of wine.
So
So,
what
like,
you're saying is
we-
we just have to make sure we keep a straight mind and
Wait.
only think about the wine and not the bone zone.
That's
Yeah,
not
I
how
was-
it works when you pour
Wanders-
it.
I was
The
about
bone
to
zone.
say.
We're
When
gonna
you-
get boned.
I was
you
about
pour
to
it out. That's not how it works. You don't get to think. It just happens.
What if we just get a strainer?
JJ.
I was just about to say, y'all want to drink ale that's been, for lack of a better term, soaking bone? You want to drink bone beer?
But does
Necrotic bone beer?
Does it actually touch the bones?
Yeah.
Why,
I think
why
so.
don't we try and find like a decanter of alcohol or an alchemy
Yeah.
jug?
I have the perfect idea. Okay. I can't remember, but there's some sort of like a chemical that if you drink it or you take it when you've had alcohol, you immediately throw up. We can put some of that in there, and then we put some ale in there, and we do a test run. And if I immediately throw up, wait, no, I can't throw up. If somebody else immediately throws up from it, then we know that it's touching the bone zone too.
It's all
I feel
floating
like
in
this is-
space. It's going to.
It's gonna touch. Have you ever had a junk drawer? Like, you ever have just like the
I've never
the
had a
abyss
drawer.
More than
drawer?
that, it's also full of coins.
Yeah. So like,
Flavor.
ooh, absolutely not. Ooh.
So basically, what we're making is jungle juice.
Jungle juice that when you try to drink out of it and pour it out, you're going to get smothered in coins and bones.
Surprise. You're going to get a surprise.
It's not going to be a surprise. I'm describing to you what's going to happen.
You don't know what's coming out of the bag next. It's a total surprise.
It's whatever we put in the bag.
Right, but how many things are you
I'm
putting in the
definitely
bag?
not.
I'm thinking back to the time where we flipped a bag inside out. And
You guys do this a lot? Flip them inside out?
out of character, thinking about the time that we flipped a
Oh.
bag inside out.
That bag
Guys
was
done
a
that a
major
lot.
bone zone.
It was a
I don't know. I'm a pretty one-track mind. I don't think that I would think about the bone zone while I'm chugging.
That's
It
not
doesn't matter. It just comes out anyways.
because you're pouring it. It won't matter what you're thinking at that point. You're not reaching in to grab an item.
I'm confused.
It's just not how like that type of magic works.
I think we should still try.
I think that Vel's possibility of the decanter thing, I've seen like some of the fancy like really fancy folk order those kind of things from Mom and Pa.
Sounds
But-
expensive.
Well, so
Okay.
was the bag, I think.
Yeah, but we already have the bag, so that's like free, basically.
But it won't function the way you want it to.
I don't know. I think I understand magic pretty well.
How do I explain this so he will understand?
I mean, I guess at
Liquid
the end of the day,
mix
worst
bad.
case scenario, we're making an ale stock, like a stew, inside the bag.
That will be poisonous because of the coins alone.
I don't know. I've ingested a lot of coins on accident, and I'm still alive.
You have money on you?
Probably not anymore.
Ugh.
That's factual.
Okay, well, how much are these juggy things that you're talking about?
I personally don't know that
Oh.
they're a niche thing, but they're not as utility as a bag like this. So I would imagine they'd be 1,000, maybe a few.
The Tradewind marketplace that we went earlier should have one?
I mean, we can check the
Would check.
Galanti estate
Yeah.
first.
They had the bag, so I would assume they would also have the decanter. So
Well, let's put
I'm
one back.
trying to remember if I actually saw a thing once.
So did you guys want to go tonight? To the party? No, just me.
I mean, we can go if it's. What exactly is it? It's a play?
We'll get you. What will get you to say yes? If I said yes, it's a play.
No, I want to understand what it is, because then I need to know if I'm fun enough.
You are a blast, and you should
Oh.
come to the party.
Okay.
Especially.
So I am party. I'm Doc's party fun.
I'm gonna be
Never been to a
honest.
Doc's party. I don't know.
Oh.
Gonna be honest. After last night and the last couple days, I don't know if I'm personally up to party. To be really honest.
Sorry,
But
no.
y'all are free to go.
Once you
No,
get a
if you
little
want.
sip of this bag of holding jungle juice, you'll be ready to go.
Jones, the second you start trying to do that, I am going to use as much time casting Hold Person and having someone move you around until I don't know I'm going to stop you from ruining that bag.
Yeah, that's okay. I have several hours left in the day. I don't think you can hold me that long.
Well, I mean, not with the spell, but once I have enough people sitting on you, we'll see.
I wasn't joking about a one-track mind. Once I put myself
Can we
to a
turn your
task-
track to getting an item that will actually give you what you want?
Sounds like we already have it. Anyway, all right. Let's. There's probably still keg stuff around here, so we can just drink out of that for now. We'll do bag of holding jungle juice at Last
If we
resort.
take a wagon or a carriage, we can just bring some kegs.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to roll up like that. You know, that's when you become not fun enough to be at a dock party. Yeah, you can't. You got to look like you're from the streets. You know.
I have said many reasonable things to you, and I now understand that that effort is completely fruitless.
Val, how are you gonna make jungle juice if you ain't got fruit?
I didn't think there was even fruit involved in this. It was just going to be booze and coins and bones.
There's not already fruit in the bag. Because if not, then what the hell's the purpose?
That's a great question.
Well, the people's bones that are in the bag, I'm sure, ate fruit at one point or another. So it's fine. Shit'll buff out. We'll just.
I mean, they
dump
were sewer. Well,
it
the one
there.
that's in there's only one in there. He was a sewer cultist, but I cleaned him up pretty well. He's just bones now.
Sorry, worked in the sewers.
Well, that's where Baza,
We gotta,
maybe praised.
we gotta take those
killed
bones
him.
out. That could change the flavor altogether. We can't have that.
Yeah, but the sewage didn't touch his bones.
You're not worried about the coins, though.
No, I'll eat a coin right now. Here, just throw a coin in
What?
a platinum.
A
in my
platinum?
mouth.
Yeah. Goes down. Glop.
I'm gonna try reaching into his mouth. No, give that back. No, 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 no.
You don't gag. So, like, do you just
Bite
bite her?
attack.
Yeah, I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead and roll bite attack. You have advantage because her hand is in your mouth. Actually, F it. Celeste, roll a dexterity saving throw because you can't. You're hitting. Like, I feel like that we're already past the point of hitting. You're closing your mouth.
The deck save, right?
Dex save.
Oh, yeah, it's a solid 11.
It's at 11. So did you ever play that game? And we probably did because a lot of us are from Florida, where it's like a crocodile mouth that's open. You have to knock its teeth in, right?
Crocodile
Yeah.
dentist. I'm
Crocodile
Googling
dentist.
this right now.
Yes. So it's kind of like that game, except you don't knock any teeth out. And he chomps down real freaking hard on your arm. I'm going to need you, Couple Jones, please just give me just roll. Do you have a bite attack as a kobold? You don't, because you're not a... No, so it's 1 plus your strength mod for an improvised attack. What do we got?
Yeah, so 5.
You take 5 points of piercing damage, Celeste.
Ah.
And you are now considered grappled, as Kobold Jones has up to about your wrist in his mouth.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, you have to open your mouth for me to get my hand out. Open your. Okay, we're just gonna hang out like this all day.
Slowly, his mouth opens.
Cute.
Number of large bite marks around your wrist.
Celeste, if you wanted a platinum, you should have just asked, and then I'll just give her a platinum.
You may add 1 platinum to your inventory, Celeste. Well, Kobold Jones, I need you to roll me a d10 if you could.
It's a 1.
It's 1. Tomorrow, you can re-add that platinum.
Perfect.
His track would be going pretty fast right now after the
yeah.
medicine and
It's
everything.
a sluice. It's a freaking sluice right now. There's no fiber or anything to slow that coin down. That coin is easy living. It's like that and like some of the bacon he stole this morning from the cooks.
You have to eat a little bit while you're making rations.
There are like 3 pieces of bacon, 2 for me. That's how I make rations.
Yeah, that's why I made so few.
Yeah, of course. So few. It's like a week's worth of food.
Yeah, but I mean, I had an entire kitchen at my disposal.
You have half-baked things.
Yeah, I know how to throw stuff on top of the stove without like any pots or anything, just like right on the burner.
Yeah, totally. Anyway, so for the Seekers of Galanti, what do you guys want to do as you come to view Kobold Jones and his cognitive ability in the highest regards of jungle juice preparation? Is there anything you'd like to accomplish before meeting with the Lady Galanti regarding the missions you will be taking, embarking on, and arranging transportation?
JJ's also going to attune to her DOS.
Okay. The DOS loot, the uncommon item that is, for some reason, one of the most OP things a bard can get. Yeah. Thanks. I don't know who I can thank for that one. Some idiot out there. One of you designer types. Anyway. Yes, you easily enough attune to the DOS loot. You do note, much in the way that Garza had spoke, that while it is completely functional, there is a bit of a weird, almost like echoing to the strumming of the strings. And it's clean, it's nice, it looks great, but there is this kind of like, whenever you would hit a hanging note, there is kind of this like dolorous, almost echo that accompanies some of the higher notes. Kind of like rises and falls.
Does it seem natural, or?
It seems uncommon for a lute. It just seems like it has a feeling that it constantly goes into deeper, more somber notes rather than highs.
So you're talking like pitch bending or like reverb or delay?
More like pitch bending, honestly. Closer to it.
Okay.
Yeah. Doesn't quite sound true. Mm-hmm. But it is attuned, and you have all the abilities and spells and yada 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 that come with it. She can fly, she can fly, she can fly. All right. Yes. Anything else past that, guys? Anything you'd like to do? Do you want to meet the Lady Galanti today and get that all arranged and out of the way? Or do you want to spend the day futzing around until this dockside thing, if that's something you really want to do? Up to you guys. I know you've been in town for like almost a week, a couple days at least. Longer than that.
6 days?
Yeah, just about a week. You're nearing downtime levels of adventure at this point.
Well, we went and had to go have a murder for one of our first downtime nights.
Yeah, that was great. I was there. You were there. JJ's dad's murderer was there. Oh, sorry.
How much is everyone ready, like, to go the next day, or however quickly things can be prepped? Or does anyone else have any other stuff they need to do?
Orville might need some winter clothes, but we can grab those anywhere.
Yeah, have them at the Galanti General.
Yeah.
They are brand new for 10 gold pieces.
Hey.
They have them for 9 at the trade winds.
They
If
do
you
have them
wanted
for
to
9.
go there. We're going to the docks anyway tonight, so you could pick one up. I get
Okay.
cold, so you could just.
I actually think I'm not going to accompany to the docks tonight.
What? Hell. You were dock cool, man. What happened?
No, I'm be there for my friend. Cool. So I'm going to stay in case JJ needs anything.
What if I need something?
Yeah.
You
If I
will
need
poison yourself after drinking out of that bag once I'm done attending to you. So I know that's going to happen, and it's whatever it is. Maybe you'll learn someday.
So it sounds like I'm gonna need you more than she will.
I, I do appreciate it, Vel, but if you do want to go and have some extra fun,
Honestly,
it's
I was
back on
interested
book.
until I spent these last 5 minutes talking to Cobalt Jones, and I kind of don't want to now.
Alright, you're lost, bro.
There's so many more games.
Gym 10 laundry. So yes, anything you guys want to accomplish, or do you want to wait to meet with the lady until tomorrow? Up to you guys.
Something tells me that meeting with the lady plus dockside hangover is not going to be the best. So
The dockside is like way later this evening.
yeah, and if we meet with her tomorrow, Jonesy, Celeste, and possibly Orville are all hungover for that.
Fair.
Morgan, you coming?
Why not?
Hell yeah, get some dockside action. Where's Buddy?
You look around. Bartholomew's not in the area.
I'm gonna stick my head outside. Buddy!
You yell for him. Does not seem to be here.
Buddy's probably already at the docks. All right. Anyway, yeah, probably should talk to Lady Galante now, in case we happen to oversleep tomorrow. Not that we would ever do that, but
Of course not.
jungle juice hits different.
It do be hitting different. So everyone cool to go see the lady now, or do you want to? Yeah, we're good. Okie dokie. Friends and family and peoples of all ages. You all head down from the common room in which you all kind of reside and tend to have these meetings and things of that nature. With that, you all knock upon the door of the Lady Galante. A number of people are out and about, rather, attending to various things around the estate. It is still the busy season. A number of jobs continue to pile up and pour in that there just aren't enough people for. And as you know, there are a number of things that were somewhat time sensitive upon your arrival as well. After a fair bit of waiting, the door opens, and you are greeted once again to the Lady Galante in her office. She looks each and every one of you over with her kind of cold, steely gaze of which you are familiar. Boop. Oh, wrong way. And she welcomes you with a soft, kind of reserved look and smile. Boop. There we go. So you hear her, and she goes, "Oh yes, the seekers of my house. Truthfully, I am hopeful to hear of your resolve and a number of things as well. There are also a number of questions that I would hope to have answers from you lot regarding the events from the previous evening. The waitstaff attended to cleaning up a large messing fort, and they noted a variety of bloodstains across my numerous preserved furs and carpeting."
That was my fault. Sorry, and it won't happen again.
No,
Alright.
it wasn't.
Shh, it's okay. Got this. My fault.
Right then.
Won't
Well,
happen again.
Celeste, being that you are rather new to this organization, let me please be the adult here in saying that it
Okay.
is not welcome to ruin the home in which I am allowing you to stay. And normally, should you not have been a member of my most beloved of Weaver's Chosen, I would, of course, seek recompense for this issue you seem to have caused. Please don't let it happen again.
For sure, I do apologize, and I promise it won't happen again.
Very good.
Also, I met Benji in the mailroom. Super cool guy.
Yes, Benjamin is quite a reliable hand when it comes to postage delivering. A bit of a drinking problem on that one, but I think it just comes customary to gnomes in his situation.
Situation?
Yes, dear. It's not my business to spill tea on my employees, but he is a very fortunate soul to be where he is at. With that as well, my darling Seekers, would you happen to know anything regarding reports of the previous evening of a dying dog in my garden? There was a mound of, shall we say, refuse that was left, mostly corn, but it was a large steaming pile through which the groundskeeper was demanded on a raise to add it to the fertilizer. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
Not a thing.
Go ahead and roll deception, Cobalt Jones.
It's 11.
11. That doesn't beat her passive. She looks at you and she goes, Mr. Jones, I will not accuse anyone here of committing a heinous act such as leaving a pile of, quite honestly, impressive magnitudes across my grounds. But at the very least, should that happen to any of you or any of the animals of which you have taken upon yourselves in your long journeys, I just simply ask that you make accommodations either at the stable or inform the staff of such so it is not discovered and there is an investigation launched, as it does waste a fair bit of time when it comes to, well, the typical goings-ons around the estate.
I mean, if we're gonna be like totally out there with it,
Mm-hmm.
like it wasn't me.
Of course.
However, from what I heard
Mm-hmm.
from my friends,
Your friends.
it was really loud.
Of course.
Several servants definitely walked by and tried not to make eye contact with whatever it was that was out there,
Okay.
and they didn't say a thing. So you know what? I think that this creature that broke in
Mm-hmm.
shit all over your lawn maybe isn't the one at fault.
Oh, okay. So I also have an issue then with information within my staff, that they are not adequately pointing the finger at the culprit, since they apparently made eye contact with them, yes?
I mean, I can't imagine why they wouldn't.
Can't imagine why they wouldn't either. Certainly not for fear of their career and implicating a member of perhaps, oh, I don't know, well-renowned and favored individuals bearing the name and crest of my home?
Are there
Just
any
if we
servants in
were...
the room?
Huh?
Like, out of character, is there any servants in the room?
No, whenever you meet with the Lady Galanti, the room is just you and her.
Yeah, super weird.
Super weird. Well, regardless, at least I can speak truth to power at this moment and say, if you happen to see something of that in the future, you know how to report it, and we won't have this problem ever again. Right?
I mean, I would never do something like that, so
Of
sure.
course you wouldn't, Mr. Jones. Of course you wouldn't. Now then, my darling chosen, what brings you into my office this day?
We wanted to confirm the assignments that we were going to take and make preparations for travel.
Very good. Which of these requisite requests were you thinking would be worth the time of the seekers of my home?
I believe we were going to make north to the Barzulan colony.
Okay. And she
and then
pulls papers out.
eastward to the was it the well? The frigid well, yes.
Oh, very good. Okay.
I think we were thinking about stopping in Thule as well, if I remember correctly.
Oh.
Well, those aren't requests.
Part of the journey, though, right?
Yeah, the stops we had discussed with you previously, my lady.
Well, that is very good, and good to hear. If these are the two requests, then truly you are overachieving at one time or another, but I would expect nothing less from my seekers. There's no interest then in the request coming out of Grim Village?
I think we have intentions to investigate certain things in Grim Village. But this time I don't believe we want to take any work there.
Interesting. Might I inquire as to why this is the case, if it is on the way?
Well, the request there was for at least a month, if not longer, if I recall. And
Where'd Celeste go? Oh no,
she gone. She back.
she gone. Beep, boop, boop.
And we have suspicions the individual who's requesting it could be involved in the attack upon JJ's family.
Well then, if that is the case, then perhaps I should just provide this documentation upon their request. It would allow you at the very least an in with this individual and a reason to approach and talk to them so that you can get to the bottom of this. Wouldn't that make much more sense, Velithil?
Yes.
Very
yes,
good.
It does.
Good then. So 3 requests across my desk for the Seekers. This is all very well and good. Being that you have already been here for a number of days recovering, would you prefer that I handle your travel arrangements? I could have a ship leave the harbor by this afternoon, and you would be in Grim Village by night.
I think there was a occasion a few of our members wanted to attend this evening, so if we could make travel plans for the morrow.
Of course. An event you're looking to attend. Might I ask what is worth your time, Seekers?
There's a hot party in town, down at the docks.
A
We wanted
party?
to check it out. Because here's the thing: is that it looks like this person is from out of town and spent a lot of money and got the whole town excited. And to be honest, I think it kind of shisty for somebody just to come in with a lot of money and swoop up and buy the whole town from under us. So just want to check it out.
Yes.
And if you don't know, now you know.
Well, I did know, but I do thank you for that information, Celeste.
You knew about the party?
Of course I knew about the party. My dear, I believe when I introduced myself, I told you I was a woman of means. Well, there are those who are strong of arm and steel, others of magic and intellect. My benefit is both in my ability of mercantile craft, but as well of my wit. And I tend to have a good ear for conversation. The individuals that are currently working within the Port Authority of the Newark and setting up an event, as you say, are rather new to town, but have been asking and attempting to get this organized for a number of days. They are rather vague on what it is going to be, but they say it is an event truly for the ages. From what I've seen, though, there are a number of, well, colorful things in their organization that are a trifle, to say the least.
So you know them. Who is it?
Oh, I do not know them. I just know of
Oh.
them. I know of what they brought into the city, and I know that when the Ferosas faithful reviewed and looked over their sundry goods, a number of, shall we say, low-powered explosives were found among them. The kind that go up into the sky and make bright lights.
The booms.
Yes, the booms, I suppose you would say.
Okay.
But please, if that is the case, then we can have travel prepared for you tomorrow. What would be preferred for you? We could arrange a caravan, a wagon. I, of course, recommend ship if the goal is to go to the Barzulan colony. It would save you the trouble of procuring one yourself and make it to where you could avoid much of the white wilds. Alternatively, we could work with the locals of Grim Village. I don't know of any magi out there, but there is a number of faster routes that could bring you to Iskander, and from then move on, just depending on what you're looking to do, my darling Seekers.
I think I do appreciate folks looking out for me and whatever connections there might be to Grim Village and my family at this point. But I think that the goal was to head to Grim Village first on the way and then make our way up. If I remember correctly. Sorry, it's been quite a few days. Quite a wild few days. But I think that was what we were planning on doing, if I remember correctly, y'all.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, but I believe the ship that she's suggesting would still leave us our time in Grim Village, but then allow us to travel through Thunder Bay once more to head up to the Barzulan colony, as opposed to taking the main roads to Iskander.
Gotcha, my brain. Sorry.
It's okay. So really it just comes down to personal preference and speed. There are individuals on the roads that we would have potential to run into if we took carriage or wagon.
Fine with either way.
Would boat be the fastest way?
I believe so.
Yes, by and large, a ship, one of a riverborne craft, would be the quickest avenue to both arriving to Grim Village as well as crossing through Thunder Bay to the Barzulan colony.
And we could leave first thing in the morning by boat. We'd be ready.
If you are ready, the boat can be made ready truly as expedited as you and the rest of the Seekers wish, Celeste. Again, I keep a number of enterprising individuals in my employ so that when the importance of those who work with me and work for me, so to speak, are ready to perform their divine right and task, all that I can offer is available to them. So yes, please, go to your event, and in the morning you can depart for Grim Village.
Is everyone good with boat, or do we want to travel by road?
I'm quite good with boat.
I'm happy to take a boat.
Sure me.
Alright then. In the morning, we will make ready. We'll travel by river.
Very good then. She takes the bits and documents she has on each of the three requests that you'll be embarking on. She rolls them together and places them in a small kind of wooden scroll tube and sets it on the table. She goes, important information regarding each of the three requests. Of course, the frigid well is not but a seeming rumor, or rather request that information be given directly to you. So, of course, keep that in mind as well. Provided that you utilize this seaborne transport and keep it in good working order, you should be able to travel southward from the Barzulan colony throughout the pinnacle of Orskath, right towards the shores of the well. It is not often traversed due to its surface being completely solid throughout the year, but the river leading up to it is mostly a slurry of ice and water from what I've been made aware of, so you should have no problem with that. Might you have any other questions for me, my seekers?
Yes, lady. What do you know of these people that are coming in, and does it benefit you to make them look good or bad in any sort of way?
Typically, I appreciate a staunch vagueness here, Orville, but being that we've discussed a number of things at present memory, whom are you referring to?
These folks coming in on the docks that you know of that
Oh, the Fawns.
Yeah.
There's not much to say, really. The amount that they spent to acquire the services of the local docksmen and women, as well as those around the river's edge, is a handsome sum to a number of individuals within the city. But for any of the major families and church, it is a small stipend. Um, as a whole, I can't imagine they're attempting to do anything other than make a profit.
All right. Well,
They are peculiar,
That's
but
weird.
yes, I don't see any reason to shame them or publicly deal with them in any way or capacity.
all right. Just thought I'd ask.
Of
Thank you
course.
for that.
I do appreciate your tenacity for protecting the good image of the Galanti family.
As it's protected me.
Quite a knowledgeable and insightful head you have on your shoulders there, Orville.
Yeah, at times.
I do think truly, beyond your eyes being opened, so to speak, there has been a knowledge unlocked deep within you, and I have an appreciation for such things.
Well, thank you.
Of course. Might there be anything else you need, my chosen?
A few things.
A few.
Since we will be considering our stop in Thule, did you want to write up a proposal if we should take that path with the ram?
Well, now that is curious. I do believe I provided a method for contacting me when you last visited. Did I not?
Yes, I have that. When we last spoke, you mentioned that I assumed it would have been in writing that you wanted to propose an offer to him if we intended to meet with him.
Wish to propose an offer to him, but if that is the case, then you have a means that I may propose such an offer directly.
All right.
Having written word would be a foolhardy endeavor when dealing with radicals.
Of course, that is very wise. I misinterpreted the meaning, but good to know.
Good that you asked.
Do you have any contacts in Riska, since we are going there on such uncertain terms, aside from the given name of who wrote us this request?
Unfortunately, the city of Riska is not one that is, shall we say, the most welcoming of northern colonies of Orskath. They don't truly bend the knee to the king and queen of Iskander, and they don't truly interact with many of the folks that cross their borders for the Orskathian Heights. They are few and far between, and those that call that place their home are made of what many would say to be tougher stuff. I, unfortunately, for this reason, must advise that you do not make the city a place to visit. It is often an unwelcome place for individuals in our line of work.
That is very good to know. And the last thing that came to mind was a arcane bow that we came upon that we think we are intending to sell. We wanted to offer it to the house, so it does carry its own ill intents.
Well, very good. You can have it listed with the trade house, and they will make a formal offer on my behalf after they've had time to adequately review it and its capabilities.
Right then, I'll handle that after this.
The previous owner, I assume, will no longer come calling for it. Is that right?
They are quite gone from this plane.
Very good, then. We will make a formal offer on behalf of the house and, of course, what we can provide to you and your group.
Thank you.
Of course. Might there be anything else, my seekers? Very good, then. Well, enjoy your upcoming event. I am sure it is to be a sight to see. I will make arrangements for a ship in the harbor tomorrow along the river, that you all may embark upon this, well, rather these most interesting offers for your services. If there is ever anything you should need in the meantime, please do not hesitate to knock upon my door. I'll be more than happy to do all that I can for you. Now then, if that is all, I ask that you remove yourselves and kindly excuse your presences, as there are a number of things that I must attend to, as more opportunity continues to fall at my feet.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you for
Minerva.
your time.
Thank you for yours.
Bye, Miss Lady.
Yes, bye, Mr. Jones. Your exit?
Mm-hmm.
In doing this, I will say this as well. As you go to leave, the lady calls out for a moment, and she goes, "Morrigan, might you stay a
Yes.
moment?"
Oh, I take the scroll as well.
Sure.
Thank you. And she waits for everyone to leave, and she goes, "Morgan, if you would be a dear and close the door, I have just a small curiosity, if you might come across that."
All right.
All right. So you close the door.
Mhm.
As you turn back, she kind of like sits a little bit straighter up in her chair, looks you over, and she goes, "A number of nights ago, a carriage of mine did not return back. I had a number of formal investigators look into it, and the only thing they seemed to note is that a woman belonging to the Grama family had returned. Now, the walls of my estate, while secure and able to be well guarded, do tend to have ears of their own in some hallways. Now, I've reviewed all that I can about the missing whereabouts of this cabbie, as well as this woman from Gromaton, of which we have, of course, at this present moment, found no discernible evidence as to what might have occurred to them. Just a hastily discarded and destroyed carriage in its wake, and a quite remarkable amount of remnant. I have it on good authority that you rejoined the Seekers that night, separate from them. Is that right?"
I did.
All
I'm
right.
assuming that you're talking about JJ's friend
I
that was at her house.
I'm only acutely aware of the relationship she might have shared with our darling JJ Lightning. Instead, what I am more concerned about is your whereabouts and actions leading up to that. They are yours to keep. I don't need an answer for any of this. I merely mean to state, openly and truly, that I believe in your cause and the path that you walk under the banner of my home, and that should you wish it, I will do all in my power to assure that the investigation into this matter takes as long as possible and is riddled with bureaucratic requests. Is that understood?
That is.
Very good. While there is no formal policy for, shall we say, intervening in the affairs of the other great houses of the city, it is one that, should you take an action, and again, I have no proof of this, of course, but should an action be taken against another home, I simply ask that you allow me the courtesy of knowing beforehand. I trust in everything that you and the remaining Seekers opt to do. However, I would prefer to find out about these ambitions from the source, not from secondary accounts that I will have to piece together in a story.
I understand.
Very good. With that as well, there is a concern presently and a request for a formal investigation of my home regarding the whereabouts of a strange experimentation that Gromaton was presently working for. I do not know the whereabouts of it, nor do I truly wish to know, based off of the vagueness of the item in question. Instead, I simply want to, well, to borrow a phrase from Mr. Jones, you're good, are you not?
Yes.
Very well. Should you prove to be less than good, I do ask that you come to me first, and I will do all that I can to defend you from that home, or from whatever it is that you might encounter in your long road towards potential ascension to the thrones of the Weavers.
I appreciate your care and trust in me.
Of course, Morgan. I should hope that you know I didn't pick you, nor pluck you from the gutters and dredges of the life that you were living, so that you would be ordinary or boring. You are so much more than ordinary. Extraordinary, in fact. And you are constantly a source of entertainment, at least when it comes to the rumors that circulate around your whereabouts, and where you call home some evenings. Suffice it to say, I am quite a fan. And should you have any other curiouses or, well, interesting events to occur, I ask simply that a small warning is given so that I may avail myself of adequate information when questioned, or at the very least, feign ignorance. Is that understood?
Completely. I'll make sure that I say something in the future.
Very good. Now then, there is one further matter that I must address. I have not looked into this further, and I have done nothing to inquire about how it arrived without Benjamin noting its arrival within the grounds. But the other evening, when your rooms were in quite a violent disarray, when the waitstaff arrived to clean up your personal effects, they did uncover a package of a most curious origin, and so I thought it'd be best that we take it in rather than leave it out in the open. With this, she kind of reaches down, she reaches into her drawer, you hear a clicking sound from like a kind of a desk safe, and as she opens a small door, she pulls out a large package that's kind of like about the size of like a hardcover Harry Potter novel, right? Like a pretty chunky book. And it's wrapped in this kind of like ink-stained paper that looks like feathers have enraptured it. And she sets this like unmarked package on the front of her desk. She goes, I believe this was for you and found in your room. I do not wish to know its origin, nor what it contains. I do, however, want you to know that whatever path you might walk on, should you have questions that do not avail themselves of answers, I am here for you, and you are not alone in this world.
Do you know who sent this?
A long time ago, these markings on this packaging were found in my estate after a number of, shall we say, rare and peculiar items disappeared. It is a calling card for an individual of which I have a great many respect for. However, I would be beside myself if I didn't admit that I hate this individual with all the hate my heart allows it. They have been an adversary of mine for, decades now. They think themselves a champion of the downtrodden and the arbiter of things in this world. I again ask that you tread very carefully. Their organization, admittedly, is more good than bad, but they are no ally nor friend to my house. Perhaps you will be the changing point of that, but I can only assume by this packaging of your involvement with them. You may take it.
So grab it slowly.
As you put your hand on it, she reaches out and she puts her hand on your hand, and she goes, Morgan, I have the faith beyond that of religion upon you and your friends, and you as a person, and the strength of your character. If you mean to betray me, I ask that you leave instead. But if you are truly a chosen of mine, and you seek to do well in my name, I ask that you look out for my interests as well as your own personal. Would you at least honor me with that?
I will, of course.
For mutual benefit, then, we share in this. Take it in good faith, and my trust in you. And she moves her hand free of you.
I'll kind of tuck it in my cloak.
You tuck it away, and she looks at you, and she goes, that is all I had. Thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate you speaking with me about it.
Of course, I thought it best that, well, an individual of authority speak on you, rather than the actual authorities speak to you regarding this instances. It would not be the first time that a member of my house has gone into business for themselves. But I feel in this instance, knowing your background and all that you've had to suffer for before I took you in, that you deserve, nay, demand, the benefit of the doubt in this situation. And I know that while you might put yourself first, the interest of both your comrades as well as myself, I do not believe are that far behind. I want to believe that for you.
I will do my best to keep our interests aligned.
See that you do, Morgan. And should you walk from the path of this mutual respect that we have forged in this moment, at the very least, do your absolute best to ensure that I don't end up the way that those in that carriage did. Do me that honor.
I hope that you never will.
Thank you. I will pray for your good health and for the successes of the ventures of which you walk. While many would seek to stand in the light of morality and nobleness, it is often women in power, such as myself and yours, that must walk the treacherous line between good and evil. I hope that you do not lose yourself from the path.
I am trying my best to not.
Your best is truly a remarkable thing. Impressive. And beyond entertaining. Have a wonderful afternoon, Morgan. Be well.
I'll give her a small smile as I leave.
You exit, the door closes behind you, and you start hearing her kind of return back to work, opening her journals and going back through that. You stand out in the hallway, rest of your friends, everyone kind of waiting around. And you guys have concluded your business with Lady Galante. 3 quests are added to your quest log, all with trackers, and each of their objectives is get on a boat.
Hey, Morgan, she didn't grill you about, like, kitchen or anything like that, right? That's not what that was about.
No, you're quite safe.
Alright, hopefully she doesn't find out.
You didn't tell her about the keg in the bag, did you?
Don't even think she would care.
Hey, good looking out.
You're a good friend.
I'm gonna pull JJ aside.
Mhm.
JJ,
Hey, what-
have you heard from your friend Fee?
No. Aside from I sent a message to her and she said she was on her way back. That's it. But she hadn't shown up or anything. Her partner said that she wasn't there. But then I everyone reminded me that I could just kind of shoot her a message. She said she just got held up by something, and that's the last I heard.
You took the carriage home that I took, and it was found destroyed.
Okay.
Sorry, did the lady say she was in it?
No.
Okay.
You do feel that in trying to keep her own ability to lie, if need be, or feign ignorance, she was intentionally being as vague as possible on details. As much for her safety as your own.
She seemed pretty angry, though. Maybe she busted up the carriage.
It's possible, but I have a feeling that's not it.
One second. JJ's going to cast a send.
Okay.
She's gonna cast sending to Fee. Hey Fee, just making sure that you got back in town. That's all. Hope you're doing a bit better. And see you later.
Right. As you cast this sending, you release the magic. Morgan, you hear this message deep within you. This like sending, it's almost like it's in like stereo. You hear JJ speaking it from about a couple feet away from you, but you hear it kind of resonate within your own kind of like sensory organs. You all hear echoing out from Morgan this kind of like grumbling, almost sounding like a hungry stomach or like any type of gastrointestinal movement. There's a discomfort, a tightness within your body. Morgan kind of feeling like, hey, probably good time to go use the restroom. But you feel this small, almost whispered vibration kind of run through your body. JJ, you hear back in Fiona's voice this kind of, oh, hey, yeah, got caught up. Gonna be going away for a long time. Don't know when I'll be back. Sorry about that.
She'll do another sending.
As the message come back, Morgan, I need a Constitution saving throw.
18.
18. You feel something twist and move, and you feel a shudder, and you open and you release a loud belch. Second sending, JJ?
Second sending is gonna be all right. Same for us. Good luck on your travels. Didn't know about Willow. Very sorry. Goodbye.
You hear this kind of like twisting again. The voice kind of echoes twice inside of you, Morgan. and you hear this kind of like more like gruff sounding voice as like again there's like this loud kind of like bubbling sound, and Morgan is definitely having some indigestion at this point. And you hear yeah, it's fine, don't worry about it, we'll catch up sometime, she'll get over it.
I mean, she says she made it back, and that they're going on their own long haul. I mean, you can usually, I think they, you can tell if someone's dead. Yeah, I think you can tell if someone's dead. So, maybe, something just happened and the carriage got attacked and crushed, and she made it on her own, Do I need to pay for the compensation on that driver or anything? That was my
I think so. I think we should just move on from it.
Are you okay, Morgan? You're a little gurgly and burpy.
I think I'm okay.
You definitely feel
Orville's
like indigestion.
You should get some tea, or with some ginger.
Orville's gonna lean over to Cobalt Jones, be like, "Hey, you know how you were supposed to say something about the groundkeepers? You might just want to say that about Morgan right now, just in case. I don't want it coming back on you again."
Damn it. It'd be the perfect crime. They'd never suspect Morgan.
Yeah, you might want to keep yourself clear on that one.
No, we'll play it by ear. We'll see. If
I'm
it
gonna go
happens,
get some ginger tea.
All right. Morgan exits and is like, time to go get tea.
Someone
JJ will
listened to
go.
my advice once.
don't forget to use the bathroom.
So with that, you guys gonna futz about until the evening, or how would you like to? Anything you'd like to do before this this show at the docks?
Val's gonna take the bow to the trade shop,
Oh, very good.
and
Orville's gonna tag along to that.
Okay.
we'll also buy some warmer clothes for the trip.
Sure. Winter outfits can be purchased for 10 gold pieces per outfit. Brand new. Makes up whatever furs or leathers that would best suit your character, your fashion. You do you. You do you, boo. Yes, Orville?
Does this include furs for the insides of my bee shoes, or am I gonna have to buy those separate for like an extra couple gold?
I feel like yeah,
Bishu
get,
insoles.
like you could probably get like a piece of like fur that you can just stuff into your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Or like you could just wear socks like a normal person.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Sure. Yeah, what was I thinking?
Let me get some small mustelid pelt. In there.
Yeah, why
Easy.
not? Yeah, just rip up the
Easy.
pelt. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
So
Put that around
it'll
me.
take you like 11 gold total with the outfit plus like the little extra to put your shoes in.
Okay.
For the bow, after examining it, the custodian for the house kind of goes, this is both a rather dangerous item as well as a curious investiture for any would-be sharpshooter in the lady's employ. Are you looking for credit or gold at this juncture for it?
I believe we were looking for gold, but perhaps credit if... Orville, did you want to see about a alchemy jug or decanter of alcohol, something like that?
Oh, trade. We could do trade.
Is that like a bag of never-ending slapping?
A decanter, sir, is a small device in which it will be ever full of your choice of liquid.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds nice and fancy.
Very
Fitting.
good then. Are offer by the house for a decanter. Would you need the decanter to be that of a preferred drink, or those that are pure water tend to be more expensive due to survivalists?
I think that there are members of our group who are very much so hoping for never-ending alcohol. I can't say of which sort.
Of course. Well then, at the very least, I will see what we can drum up here. And they go into the back, they look around what they have in inventory. They come back out with what looks like a small, it's like a kind of like a bamboo reed that's been cut into like a small, like kind of like thermos almost. And when it's uncorked, there's a sweet smell of like rice, like a rice vinegar that kind of comes through with it, and like a little hint of coconut. He goes, "Here you are, a decanter of endless alcohol. It was made far to the south, within the confines of Ravon, and brought back from the gems on one of their many ventures. We would be more than happy to trade your instrument of death for this instrument of relaxation, and we would be so generous as to include an additional 1,500 in credit or anything you might have here with the lady's estate. If you were looking to get the extra in gold, we would of course be looking conservatively at 1,100 pieces."
Out of curiosity, what would be the house offer in full gold without a trade?
In full gold without a trade? I think it'd be generous, based off of how violent this item is to store, as well as, well, knowing your reputation, I think it'd be generous to say a sum of 5,500 gold pieces.
Orville, what do you think?
Yes, Orville, what do you think?
How much does the drinky thing go for in just gold?
Well, at this, we value it currently at about 4,000. If we were to do credit. So, working it out there. We're giving you a discount on the decanter and giving you a bit of a plus on the gold value of your items, simply because you are who you are, sir.
Well, we appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Of course.
I just have my concerns that this isn't the sort of liquor that Jones would be satisfied with.
After a drink, anyone would be satisfied with this liquor, I assure you, madam.
Oh.
Can I kind of waft it and try to identify exactly what it is?
Sure. Go ahead and give me history check. Or if you are trained in alchemical tools, you can roll that too.
Well, I am trained in history, and that is a 10.
Okay. You're not 100% sure what it is. You, in your long history of the area, you do know that there is a kind of like sleepy mountain town that exists around the ranges that this tends to come from, this type of particular alcohol. You know, it would, you've heard of this type of alcohol coming from Cyrex within the Middle Hearth Mountains.
I mean, it's not a. It doesn't seem like something a dwarf would drink, but from what I've seen Jonesy, he ain't too picky when it comes to drinking.
He doesn't like wine.
Well, let's say that. Should be fine. I'm a little light on coin. I only got about 2,500
Well, if
to go towards it.
you don't have to put anything on it if we're trading the bow in for it.
Yeah, well, that's fair. I wasn't sure what was going to become of the bow.
Well, that's the question right now, is do we want some extra coin, or do we want this in the hopes that Jones doesn't ruin the bag of holding? Because I really don't want him to ruin that bag of holding.
All right, speaking of, I think you should hold it, and he's going to hand it over to Vel.
Oh. You're gonna make him come to me now, though.
Huh. Yeah, that sounds that sounds like a you problem right there. You can handle it. Or you'll learn to handle it. You're a quick learner. I got faith.
The one-armed woman who stops the stronger kobold from... Oh, yeah, you know what? It's a challenge. I'll live up to it. We'll see how it goes.
Your arm's as long as the body. You can hold him at length.
I've seen him move things with his mind. But yeah, okay.
I don't think there's much of that, but
Not
Right,
to...
yes, the matter at hand. I'm sorry, this is getting distracted.
Yeah.
Again, while eavesdropping is rather frowned upon, you might have a solution to your problem ahead of you. We do have a number of soft collars used for animal training to prevent them from exiting the grounds of a place. I could perhaps provide that to you in lieu of the additional sum owed to you in trade, and should you find it within your guile to have this individual don such an item, well, at a mere word, they would be in an excruciating amount of pain and learn not to come closer to wherever you want to keep them away from.
what if it was 2 words, and what if those words were Dommy and Mommy?
I
we did
don't
get that
believe
with
they are currently set for that, but I do think with the artificing staff on call we do have that perhaps the command words could be changed.
I broke her. I win. One down, 4 to go.
Thank you for that offer, and it is good that it is on the table.
Oh, I can get it and put it on the table, ma'am.
Is that where you prefer it? On the table. It's really too easy.
Uh,
Do we have an accord?
sorry, options and things. It's just Orville. Honest
Yes.
opinion. Do you want to get this decanter or?
Should be fine. I don't see. Worst case scenario, Kobold gets a little sick somewhere, and we notify groundskeepers or just move the camp. Seems manageable.
Yeah. So sorry. Is that a yes or no?
That's a yes.
Okay.
And for the accompanying item, might it be credit, cold, or a collar?
We'll take the gold.
The gold it is, then. Just a moment. And they go and they call off to some of the smaller staff. Some people, very gingerly go and cast, after being told what the bow is. They cast Mage Hand and slowly work together in tandem to kind of, lock it up behind and put it into storage. They come back out, and they bring with it a kind of rolled, poker chips, a set of platinum, equaling 1,100 gold pieces. And they provide to you a small decanter of endless sake.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. The lady's house does provide for her chosen. We are happy to have your business. Might that be all, then?
I think so, yes.
Very good. You guys exit, return back from where you want to go to. Anything else you guys want to do before we head off into the evening?
I just have purchased like 10 rations 'cause I didn't want to interrupt all that.
Yeah, that's fine. Rations are 5 silver for 1, so mark it off however you like. Any type of mundane item like that, just let me know how much you're buying, and we go from there.
Okay, thanks.
Okie dokie. Cool beans. So it's 9:02 now. Before we get into this event, let's go ahead and take a 5-minute break. We'll take a save game, as I say. It's 9:02, so we'll come back at, let's do like 9:08, just so the clock can turn over. Be back in 5 minutes. Sound good, everybody? Rock and roll and out of control. See you guys in a bit. See you after this. Peace. Hello, everybody. We're back. Hey, I hope you had a great break. Did you wash your hands? I hope you did. Anyway, with that, everyone, certainly happy to have you here. Anyone who stays with us after the break live here on Twitch, of course, we thank you so much. Our level 20 characters, we appreciate it with you. When we went for break, the party had discussed a number of wrapping up of kind of busy work and things of that nature, selecting their quests, making a formal declaration of what they intend to do in the ladies' service, arranging travel, and, of course, selling off items that they no longer have use or need of. And that's where we're at. So, as time passes, Velithil, you return back. Do you want to, you and Orville, do you want to present this this item to Cobalt Jones as a solution now, or do you want to wait for it until you leave for the trip?
Yeah, she'll go to him now.
All right. Go right ahead. You find Cobalt Jones getting ready and polishing the top part of his armor, getting ready for a formal appearance out in public.
There's a whole table full of different alcohol in front of him.
Jones, I took the initiative to procure a little thing that you might enjoy. As I was mentioning, the potential of a decanter of endless alcohol. This is a unique little grain-based one from the midst of Ravon.
Oh my god, I've seen one of these before. Hang on, let me see that. And then I'm gonna lift it up.
Mm-hmm. It, like,
mayonnaise! Mayonnaise!
No mayonnaise comes out, but a full open mouth of coconut sake just pours across your mouth. You, on hit, I mean, it's a mouthful of sake. Make a con save, yeah. That's like Buzz City.
That's a nat one.
Oh, yeah. Immediately hits you like a ton of bricks. You get a big gulp full, and oh, that's not mayonnaise. And you feel a little bit of a burn, but it's real smooth. And even at room temperature, it's really well prepared. You immediately go from like...
It just comes out my nose.
Yeah. But yeah, you have... you're, at this point, not sloshed, but like definitely feeling it. It's that, oh, this is good stuff.
It's not mayonnaise, but it's nice.
Okay, is that going to serve you for your endless needs of alcohol as opposed to pouring booze into the bag of holding?
I mean, I did already collect all this alcohol from the kitchen.
You can still drink all of that alcohol.
But I wanted jungle juice.
I mean, we can mix it all together in a large vat right now.
No.
It has no bones or coins in it.
Where's the fun? That's fine. I'm good. Thank you.
Great. Glad to be of help.
With that, any last minute business? I believe, Vel, you're hanging out tonight with JJ, and the remaining 4 of you are heading for the docks. Is that right?
Yes.
Good. Yeah. All right. So you all split up. With that, the 4 of you, do you want to walk to the docks, or do you want to arrive via wagon, carriage, or transport?
Walking.
Walking? Everyone go with that? Cool. So I need one person to roll travel. It is a D12 to do so. And then I need one other person to roll a D100. Whoever would like to.
I'll get the travel.
Which one am I rolling?
D100 sounds like. Kobold does travel.
I got an 8.
An 8! And what do we get on the D100 there?
Also an 8. I have 008.
Oh, okay, great. So,
Yeah.
let's see here. Cool. All right, so you all spend some time walking through the city streets. You do know that there's a bustle as you leave the Galanti estate, leaving through the main thoroughfare of the city. In doing so, there seems to be whispers on the wind of this event at the docks, and a number of people are beginning to make their way there. It seems to be a rather excitable event. A number of people are saying it's for children, it's for this, it's for that. But for many adults, they all seem to kind of be in attendance. A few families, in fact, are coming by and kind of gathering. And before long, without much delay or hesitation, you do arrive at the front of this large dockside area just as the sun is beginning to crest over the horizon. With that, we cut back to at the estate room. JJ and Velithil, you all meet. Is there anything you want to accomplish or attempt to do?
JJ is just gonna sketch and try and relax. And yep.
Alright. Easy enough to do.
Yeah. Val just wants to keep her company, so she's gonna sit there and read. Probably finally crack open how to create a better being that she got in the Feywild.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna read too.
Alright.
Thank you for reminding.
The pair of you sit calmly, quietly, but together in reading. For the four of you, you watch the sun crest over the horizon and begins to peel down, the last remnants of sunlight now peeling from the side of the sky and beginning to blanket the world in darkness once more. At this large flame bursts erupt out from behind the stage, each lighting a heavy-looking torch and lantern separated across the open area. You all find yourselves in an open courtyard of numerous groups of people all huddled together, everyone curious of what is to come next. There are rows of seats of which have been filled, but for your choices, do you want to sit near the front of the stage or near the rear of it?
If we're near the front, we might get in the splash zone.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
All right, let's go.
All right, let's go.
Push some old ladies off the chairs in the front.
You look, and there's a few of them just sitting up there, and they go, "Oh, I'm so excited to see," and you just push them out of the way, like, "Watch, old lady!" "Ow! How rude!"
VIP.
"Oh, I didn't know these were VIPs." And you hear, "Margaret, these were VIPs." Like, scurry off. They go, "How rude! The generations these days." Like, go off and like they do the old shake their fist at Kobold Jones, but you open up four nice seats right in front of the front stage.
Perfect.
Nice digs. Said nice digs.
Yeah. As the fires crackle and the various lanterns and torches and everything becomes night once more, you look and there's a beautiful open sky and the cloud present at all. You look across and it seems almost beautiful in a way to see a sky so luminescent in its own right before the moon has truly risen to its zenith. You all look across the area, and again, as the fires crackle across, each one seems to pop and twist and turn, and you see various lights, the fires themselves switching colors from red to beautiful oranges to burning hot whites, purples, greens, and blues, and begin to kind of create a myriad of dancing colors. You hear from somewhere off stage a large booming voice erupt out, and you hear, "You see, you came for the wondrous show, truly something marvelous that has never been viewed before. From far away to the western walls, we bring you a show you will never forget." You hear a big boom and thunderous kind of explosion go off from behind the stage. A big, heavy, colorful cloud erupts out against the dancing lights, and you hear two heavy footfalls on the deck of the stage. You look before you and you see a gentleman clad in very large, fine robes, a suit that has been buttoned and the top two buttons, and a very decorative vest underneath, wearing large white gloves and having a very tall top hat. They look and they spin around a heavy-set looking cane and slam it down onto the stage. And they go, "Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we of the Western Wall proudly present to you the Starry Night performance, a generational play that is forever going to be ingrained in your memories from this point forward. You will see things that will amaze, astound, confuse, and well, I suppose I shouldn't give too much away, but please save all of your applause and thanks for what we bring to you free of charge. And without any investiture in ourselves, we mean to entertain the world on a grand scale. And for those of you in attendance are but the first to truly witness all that we have to offer. Let me hear you, folks. Are you excited?" He calls out. A few people in the crowd are like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, sure." Truthfully, that is great to hear. And we, of course, thank you for tonight's entertainment. We do ask that you keep all spellcraft of any meaningful desertion to yourselves this evening and refrain from casting on the audience. We are working with a number of volatile chemicals and operations that could prove to be rather treacherous should they be detonated far before their time. But for everyone here, we welcome you to the Starry Night performance. Thank you. And you hear like a few people clapping. They do a backflip off of the stage and disappear in midair in a flash of bright-colored mist and smoke. You hear a number of drums beat. And I can play... I'll do this later. You begin to hear drums beating to the kind of the rhythm of what they have here. With that, you see a number of individuals approach, each in this kind of like heavy set looking collared outfit, each one dressed in like very fanciful silks and beautiful kind of like stunning decorative outfits, each very like lavish and looking to it, and each one hammering away on a heavy drum. Before long they begin to go into a cascade. You hear as they do so, they eventually all hit their drums at the same time. You hear a loud, deafening boom into the air, and with a fire, an eruption of colors emanating from behind the stage, you see bolts of energy explode out high into the sky several hundred feet away and create a cascade of stars. You watch on high as the clouds and all of the light that has been pushed away from this evening have now been far removed from the area, and a beautiful empty sky is now filled instead with gorgeous dancing motes of fire and lights, stars as they emanate out throughout the sky. You continue to hear wonderful music continue to be played throughout the course of the evening. I need each of the 4 members in attendance to please make me wisdom saving throws.
It's a crit.
Ooh, there we go.
That's crit in the opposite direction.
Ooh, there we go. Morgan.
That's a 9.
That's a 9. That's pretty good. And Celeste.
23.
You said a 23?
Huh?
All right.
Said save, right?
Yeah, saving throw.
Okay. Yep. 23. Did you guys add your +2 for my...
Oh boy, I went from 3 to 5.
Oh,
3 to
sorry.
5.
Sorry.
Oh, no.
11.
As there is this sea of stars that is now coating the beautiful night sky, you continue to hear thunderous booms far off into the distance. And to many of you, those who roll below a 15 are dazzled and dazed, and you watch with bright-eyed bemusement as the sky is filled with truly beautiful lights, those that are so distracting and so unbelievable they could hardly be imagined. And then you hear, those of you still aware of your surroundings. A deafening boom, a cascading of explosions, but not from behind the stage, no, from far off into the distance. Cobalt Jones and Celeste, you look and you can see into the horizon large, shrieking lights that seem to emanate out from beyond the mountains to the west, and you can see them tear through the evening sky. They look beautiful, and as they split off into a fiery nova of skipping stars, you hear them whistling closer and closer still, and you hear a few people begin to mutter around the crowd, shaking their friends and family, that something might be wrong. You look and you see these bolts of fire continue to trail off the horizon and seem to come closer and closer to the view you can perceive with your eyes. In mere moments, like a cacophony of eruptions, you see these fireworks split off and tear into even smaller groupings and seem to loom over the city of Deerwood. Celeste and Cobalt Jones, I need you both to make me strength saving throws as you hear an eruption, a crash, and various heavy-set fiery motes impact in the ground, sending many people flying, others immolated almost immediately, and those in the crowd that seem unable to resist the call of this beautiful midnight show. Well, a very grim fortune. What did we get, Cobalt Jones?
I got a 10.
A 10. You were thrown from your seated position back 25 feet. You crash into other tables as a mote of fire lands not more than 15 feet from you. A big, heavy-looking stone at first that seems to twist and crack and break, and embers of it sparkle in a radiant, beautiful-looking glow. Celeste, what did you get?
16.
16. You manage to get your wits about you and leap from your seat just in time as you see this impact just in front of Cobalt Jones and the rest, destroying the stage completely. Many of those in attendance of performers flung into the waterway of the river, and many of them done so far too dead to truly care at this point. You hear screams erupt out from the crowded areas as motes of fire rain down from the sky throughout the city of Deerwood. It is a cacophonous and truly horrific event. I need, at this time, Morgan automatically fails, so does Orville. So it's going to be Orville, Morgan, and Cobalt Jones will be taking this. I need you each... Roll it. I need you each to take 13 points of fire damage from the impact of these large motes. You look... 3 heavy stones, large in fact, cascade down from the sky and immolate the earth around you. And as you look... yes?
Is this affected by evasion at all?
It is. It's a strength saving throw, so you don't actually get it on evasion. Evasion's dex saves.
Yeah.
With that, you do come to your senses, both Morgan and Orville, and as you slowly come, the hearing and overall, well... I should say the overall feeling of this event, the tremors themselves as they pour down and around you, the ringing in your ears seems to waken you from your listless slumber. You look in aghast horror at the carnage and people screaming, running for their lives in fear, and you turn to look at these large, heavy-looking stones, and then they crack, they twist, they break, and you can see beautiful, scintillating colors emanate from the depths of the stone as they peel away, and large amorphous creatures, roughly 11 foot tall, with strange accordion-like appendages, fleshy in many ways, but beautiful in their own respects, of purples and beautiful-looking star patterns, emerge from the stones, each one twisting unnervingly as their faces are revealed to be not but the end of a porcelain mask. I need everyone to roll initiative, including those at the Galanti estate. Give me one moment here, just so I pull it up. All right, let's see what we can get here. There we are. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and roll mine. Seems good. And one more. Good. All right. So with that, I need to know who has a 20 or higher.
I got
Velithil.
22.
22, total of 20, and JJ, what do we get?
Total of 20.
Total of 20. All
I got
right.
21.
21. All right. So it's going to be Velithil, Cobble Jones, JJ, 15 or higher.
18 here.
18 there. All right. What do we get for Celeste and for Morgan?
A 9.
A 9. Okay. And Celeste?
I got a 10.
Hey, there you guys go.
Asha got a 5.
All right. So with that, you all watch as these large 3 heavy stones rain down across the city. The city is immediately engulfed in fire from beyond the stars and skies themselves. Various spots, seemingly hundreds of that, have scattered themselves across the fields of Direwood. And truly it is a dire situation you find yourself in. But somewhere, deep within the confines of the Galanti estate, there is a peace, a calm serenity, as the pair of JJ and Velithil set about reading their books for the evening. A few hours in, you begin to hear a rumbling from outside. The windows begin to shake and tremble, and you hear a cacophonous explosion tear through the house. You are, fortunately, not caught in the immediate blast, but you immediately hear screaming and concern from all those involved within the facility. What would you like to do, Vel?
I will cast Mage Armor.
Mm-hmm.
And then set about looking to find out what happened.
Sure. You stand up, you cast Mage Armor, and you're going to run off. Where do you want to head for? From your direction, you're in the wing, the Weaver's wing. So you'd be able to head for the front. You could head for the lady's office. You could head for any of the locations within the estate. You do look, and JJ is still trying to take grasp of this and get to her feet.
Yeah. Where do the screams sound like they're coming from? Just everywhere?
Oh, you hear them all at once as people begin to scream bloody murder throughout the estate, as if someone has been killed. But you feel multiple impacts across the estate. A rumble, if you will. Where to? TikTok?
I'll head towards Lady Galanti.
Okay. You head for the office of Lady Galanti. We'll get to that next turn. Cobble Jones. You stand in the now very warm dockside area. You look, and these towering creatures of bright purple flesh that seems to emanate with scintillating colors and twists of design beyond understanding of mortality stand before you and rise up. They are a sinewing type of creature that has various small chittering armaments and tendrils that reap down from their body, and each one across their face wears a heavy-set porcelain mask in a crooked-looking smile. What would you like to do?
This show is epic! And I'm going to cast Summon Beast with my acorn.
Okay, cool. What kind of beast do you want to summon?
I'm going to do the Land Beast.
The Land Beast. Do you have a preference for what it looks like?
Yeah, crocodile in a denim vest with no sleeves.
A crocodile in a denim vest with no sleeves. Got it. Okay. I think I have a crocodile. I will have to pull up real quick. But easy enough to do. That is your action to do so, and I'll get that mini for you in a second. Is there anything you want to do for your movement or your bonus action? You are where you are right now. You are currently prone from being knocked around.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast it on the one closer to Orville.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna get up and start moving that way.
All right. Oop, that ain't what I want. Oop. Let's see here. Nope. I just need a gator. I thought I had a gator token, but maybe I don't.
Oh, I guess I'll do a bonus action as well to
There we go.
the heal thing.
Okay. Bonus action to second wind.
That's the one.
There you go. So yeah, with that, that'll be your action. You'll stand up and then move half your speed. Oop. So 15, 5, 10, 15 to the one closest here. And you have a small...
Oh wait, it takes my bonus action to do that, so I will subtract, I guess, what I just did. Hang on. To make it attack, I forgot it needs a bonus action.
Ah, there you go.
So I will use my bonus action to do that instead.
Okay. And that'll be it for your turn?
Yeah, and then it goes right after me.
Yep. It does. Go right ahead. You see this large amorphous creature in front of you. At the start of this creature's turn, because it does have an intelligence score, I need you to have it make a wisdom saving throw.
It's a 9.
9. You see it standing there, and it seems to stare blankly at this creature. This scintillating kind of coloration of it seems to dazzle and affect it.
Okay.
All right. It is stunned for 1 round. It will get its turn next turn and then make the save again at the start of its turn. That is Kobold's turn. Kobold dog. Kobold gator. Gator. JJ, we return back to the Galanti estate. You see Velithil stand up, throw mage armor across herself, and you begin to hear screams, cries, and yells of pure, unimaginable terror at the feeling of something exploding or detonating within the Galanti estate. Tremors running throughout the hallways, and even the ceiling itself seeming to creak and bow as dust and debris find themselves around the area. What do you do?
She will also put down her drawing supplies, and whatever she was doing, and grab, I would assume she would have brought our loot with her just to twang a little bit on it, but also run to Lady Galanti.
All right.
And ensure that she is currently safe.
All right. You run off. You see Vel in the hallway. Being that Vel had to use an action to cast mage armor, you double move and you catch up and kind of overtake Vel, being a little bit faster than her this turn. As before, it'll take you about a turn or so to get to where her office was. All right. Orville.
Out of character real quick.
Yes.
Are we fighting these things here, guys? Yay? Nay? Yes? Yes.
I think so.
Alright. Well, we'll have to stick at home, so we're gonna go wallop these things, I suppose.
Okay. Start your turn. You're within 10 feet of one. You look out at it, and you can see scintillating colors kind of emanate out from it, but your eyes reveal its true nature, and you do not see this physical aspect of the creature. You may act normally, as you have true sight.
Neat! Would I be able to get flanking with the gator, or because it's stunned, it's not?
The gator is currently dazzled. It's stunned for a turn by an illusionary effect.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, I'm just going to walk up and try and break this thing's mask off its face.
All right, walking on up.
Face.
You see it stand and hunch over. Even with a big hunch, it still towers over you at about 11 feet tall. You hear clicking and hissing sounds from underneath its mask.
That's nice. I'm gonna right at its kneecap until its face is within reach.
All right, go right ahead. Roll to hit.
All right. All right, first two swings.
Mhm.
We got an 18 plus and a 13 plus. So the lower of those is going to be a 20 to hit.
Okay. 20 will hit both times.
Okay. Cool. So I'll get damage out of the way for that, I suppose.
Mhm.
So that first one is going to hit for 6, and the next one is going to hit for 9.
Okay.
So a
6
total of 15 points of bludgeoning.
Pretty nice damage. We'll take it for 15.
Bonus action, I will use a key point and take patient defense.
All right, you prep yourself against what is to come. Sounds good. Orville's turn ends. Somewhere deep within the roots of the city, the camera turns and looks on a very curious situation. Deep beneath a building, there is a rather well-dressed elven individual who has no earthly reason to be in this horrible den of scum and villainy through which the camera pans over. You see Bartholomew holding a set of old bone dice and goes, okay, so I'm up 150 gold. So if I just roll 7 again, I should be fine. He tosses the bone dice, and they begin to turn and land 7. And then the ground shakes, a large explosion, and they roll to double ones. He goes, oh, I don't believe that should count. And you hear, sorry, bud, that's how it goes. You hear, as the camera fades away, the sounds of a man being taken for all the monies. Next turn. A certain type of monster will go. Start of the turn, you see the creature currently has a dazzled enemy within 5 feet of it. It turns and reps out a mangling of heavy-looking blades adorned to each of these large tendrilled-like arms. It lashes out like a very violent spaghetti monster, and will take its attacks here. Oh yeah, cool, okay. So it takes them one after another. For clarity's sake, for ease of access, what is the AC of your pet?
16.
16, okay. So we'll roll 3 first. Let's see here. 16, so all of those will hit. And we'll roll damage on those ones because it can separate its attacks. So we'll do... And... Does not have advantage. Okay, cool. So the dog is going to take... I'm sorry, the gator is going to take 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 damage so far. Good?
Good.
It'll take its next 3 attacks. One is a nat 20, one's a 16, and one is a 14. I think all those hit.
Sounds right.
I only need 3 of these. Only 3 more attacks. Please. 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 Oh, I hate it when you don't roll. Come on. Reset my d8. There we go. 1, 2, 3. It'll be for 17, 21, 25, 29 total points of magical slashing damage.
Yeah, he did.
He is dead. You see it as quickly as it showed up. You see it just get torn into 6 lashing attacks against the creature in front of it. And it begins to rend and pull it, the last 2 attacks wrapping around either side of the gator's large jaw and ripping it in half before it fades away into fey magic once more. That is the first one's go. This one's go. It will saunter up to Celeste. Celeste, you see it spray wide, and it brings down its 6 claws upon you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see here. Your AC is what currently, Celeste?
18.
18? Yeah, okay. So let's see here. I think only 2 hit, which is pretty good. Boop, boop. Got him across for 19 points of magical slashing damage. We have a third one down here.
Is it necrotic or are you, what kind of, you said slashing, magical slashing?
Magical slashing,
okay.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
Take damage.
All right. This other one here, you start seeing it walk off. And you start hearing screaming as it starts mowing down innocent civilians that are attempting to flee. back to initiative. Celeste, your turn. Start of your turn, I need a wisdom saving throw. You have been attacked, so you have advantage on the save.
$28.
28, you make the saving throw. You look and you see these colors dance across its form, yet it does not distract you nor send you into a delirium. You may take your turn as normal.
Okay. I'm actually going to cast Bless on myself, Morgan, and Jones. Because Orville has true sight, right? So we're good there. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Orville can see through illusions.
Okay.
That is your action.
Let me check my bonus action situation.
Mm-hmm. Boop, 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 boop. Morgan, you're on deck.
That's it. That's my turn.
That's your turn? Okay. Morgan, you're within 10 feet of this creature. I need a wisdom saving throw. You do not have advantage because it has not attacked you yet.
You do get
But I have bless, right?
You do have
Yeah,
Bless, which
and
is an extra d4.
get +2 from being next to Celeste.
Also true.
That's 26.
You hold off from being amazed at how beautiful this thing is. Creepily so. What would you like to do with your turn?
I go with the tried and true. We're gonna cast Shadow Blade, and I'm gonna try to throw it at the one in front of Celeste.
All right. Go right ahead. Roll to hit.
It's a 27 to hit.
27 will hit. What type of damage does Shadow Blade deal?
It is. Oh, hold on. Psychic damage.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and roll damage and let me know what the total is.
I get sneak attack, right?
You do. Yep.
Okay, so 24.
24. All right. You watch the blade fly into this creature, and you hear a hissing, chittering sound as it enters into this strange-looking, monstrous body. The blade flies through it, flies back to your hand, and you see this creature become even more ravenous. Its body begins to glow with various colors, and you look for a moment. While it is amorphous in nature, the musculature of it seems to become emboldened by the psychic energy as it rolls across its body. Its blades at the end of its long claws begin to vibrate with psionic energy, seeming to store it within its own claws. They are not only immune to psychic damage, but also fun stuff. That is Morgan's turn. Anything else you want to do with your turn, Morgan? No? All right. Aja's turn. Still on your arm, I assume?
Yeah, just traveling with me at this point.
All right. At this point, Vel, both you and JJ turn the hallway and come into view of the long corridor of which houses the office of the Lady Galanti. And standing in a broken mess of building is a tall, 11-foot high monstrosity of whirring tentacles and flesh that has seemingly entered through the ceiling and cascaded down across the broken office of the lady. It hisses and twists and looks in your direction, holding in two of its claws hapless victims of staff. You hear a crunching sound as it snaps both of their necks and looks in your direction. A bright porcelain mask ebbed across its face in the now starry afterglow of the sky above. What would you like to do, Vel? That is your movement.
That's not right. How far away is it?
At this point, you'd round the bend. You'd be within 15 feet of it.
Okay.
Just out of reach.
I will use my action to summon undead.
All right.
Bring out Burn.
All right. Burn is the golden skull rolls across the ground, and in its wake, it amasses heft and weight and girth and bone, and the floor itself tears up as you see this large, humbering man, or hulking man, I should say. Lumbering, there we go. Large lumbering man emanate out with a rotted-looking face, and Burn is summoned. Burn goes after your turn, right?
Yeah, I just remembered one thing that I didn't have before.
Bum, bum, bum.
He's boosted from the necromancer power at this level.
Cool.
So I just had to remind myself what that is.
Sure. Do you want to take his turn, or I think it's just temporary hit points?
It's a plus to damage too, I think.
Okay.
Okay, so he will make one attack.
Okay.
The internet just doesn't want to work for me to find whatever that was. That's fine. Oh, it's a natural 1, so it's all good.
You see him, big heavy swing. Also look up to see if he is immune to, immune to charm, or illusion, or stun. I just need to know for his
He's
own
immune to exhaustion, frightened, paralyzed, and poisoned.
Okay, cool. So yeah, he'll have to make wisdom saving throws on his subsequent turns. I do apologize for that. Go ahead and make the wisdom save now to know if I get my benefit or not.
Okay.
Kobold Jones, your go. You look out in the street.
16. Probably just a 16. I don't think it gets
Right.
a boost from this.
Look it up and we'll come back to it on the next turn. Kobold Jones, you start your turn within the hell distance of 2 crazed beasts. Neither has attacked you, so I need 2 wisdom saving throws. With your D4 with your +2.
First one's 25.
You're good to go. Second one.
Is a maximum roll crit and a 4
Okay.
on the D4.
No worries. You're good. You may take your turn as normal. You are not dazed and stunned for a turn.
All right, I'm gonna walk up to next to Celeste.
Okay. You walk up next to Celeste.
I'm gonna use bait and switch on her to switch positions, and
Okay.
then I'm gonna give her a bonus to her AC,
Okay.
and that's gonna be 4. So she gets another 4 until my next turn.
Okay. +4 AC Celeste. Make sure you remember it.
And then I'm going to attack this guy.
Go right ahead.
Okay, so that's going to be a 14 to hit.
A 14 will hit. And on hit, I need you to make me an intelligence saving throw.
16.
16 makes the save, so you'll take half of this. So you'll take a total of 14 psychic damage as it discharges the energy bouncing around across its body. And then you can roll damage as normal.
All right. It's going to be 12 damage.
12 damage takes it. You tear
And then-
across its ethereal-looking hide.
I'll attack it again.
All right, go right ahead.
That's going to be for a 28.
That'll definitely hit.
Okay. And that's going to be for 5 damage.
5 damage. It takes it.
I'm going to action surge.
All right, go right ahead.
That's going to be a 24 to hit
24 will hit.
for 8 more damage.
Takes it.
And then last attack.
All right.
19 to hit.
19 to hit will confirm.
And for 8 more damage.
8 more. Okay.
And then bonus action second one.
Gotcha. You tear into it. Every big hit tearing away at this kind of beautiful looking twilight purple and midnight sky skin as its various globes of energy emanate from just below the surface. It twists and turns unnervingly. It seems to bleed an Icarus material that does not match that of mortal men. And that's your turn, you said? You healed?
Yep, that's it.
Gator's gone. No Gator golf today. JJ, you round the bend with your move action. You stand shoulder to shoulder in the hallway with Velithil, and you come into view of this large creature. Two heavy-looking clawed tendrils, now removing the heads of the two unfortunate members of staff. What would you like to do?
JJ would like to do a quick old strum on her instrument. And cast protection from evil and good on herself.
Okay.
Slap herself in the leg. And then take her bonus action and summon her saber.
Okay. You slide your DOS loot to your back, draw forth your weapon, and summon forth your sweat, your tears, and fears across into an ice-like blade. Anything else for your turn?
And then can I look towards the ladies' door, and is it still closed?
Oh, there's no door.
Or is it broke? There's no door left. Okay, and it's like right up on the door pretty much.
Imagine a boulder came through the ceiling and rolled through this hallway. You can see parts of the room still standing amid walls.
That will be it for now. Because I'm going to assume that thing is like right by where that door would have been.
Mm-hmm. It looks like it impacted and rolled and blew through that room.
Okay. All right. Is there anywhere else that they would know the lady might be?
At this point, she has her own personal quarters within the estate grounds, but she honestly could be attending any number of businesses throughout the city.
Okay. JJ will just stand there at the ready.
All right. Holds ready. Orville, your turn. Start your turn. You ignore illusions and you say, "F you, I got magic eyes. Magic wizard
I got
eyes.
lighthouses for eyes.
Ah, I see you."
We are going to lead by taking the attack action on this poor, unfortunate sky spawn.
Ah, bah,
Ah! Got a 12 plus, so it's going to be a 19 to hit.
yes. AC is 14.
Okay, and a 17 to hit.
Both hit.
Okie dokie. We are going to juice a Fury of the Small into this, and I will total to these two in just a sec. That is a 6, that is a 1, total of 7, another 7, 14, plus 2 on hit is another 8, so 22 total points.
22 points of damage. Comes across. Big heavy hit. Boom. You feel it ripple out like a jellyfish.
Yeah. I'm going to make 2 attempts on a stunning strike as well. So
All right.
I can get a couple of DC 13 con saves.
All right. It makes the first without rolling.
Oh boy. I'll try a second.
It makes the second without rolling.
Okie dokie.
You would assume falling from the sky might make it immune to a certain effect.
Yeah. Yep. With that, I guess we're going to have to take the patient defense.
Okay. You patiently wait again.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And that'll bring us to Buddy's turn. You hear, like, "What else do you have?" As the front of Buddy's shirt is being held. It's like, "That's all I brought with me. I'm so sorry." And you hear a door slam open. You go, "Guys, we got trouble. Some shit fell out of the sky." He goes, "Oh, I'm a hero. I could help, maybe." And you hear them all kind of look around, and they kind of question for a moment. And Bartholomew, between a broken jaw, whistles, and a sword comes tearing through the top of the building down into his hand. He goes, "I'm like a hero, kind of." They go, "All right, you can keep all your gold, but you gotta help us." He goes, "All right, I'll do that. Thank you so much." And starts heading off with a broken jaw. "All right," heads out. Starspawn's turn. With that, start of the turn, we're going to roll for recharge. The one on Orville, 1d6. Recharges. The one against Cobalt Jones and Celeste fails to recharge. Orville, you have patient defense, which means I have disadvantage on my attacks, right?
Yep.
All right, it will activate its Flurry of Claws ability again at disadvantage, but it gets 6 attacks. Oh, why didn't it roll all 6 at disadvantage? You hose. I'll roll that set, and then I'll roll this set, and we'll compare numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so natural
AC
one,
16.
natural one will miss. Second one will hit. Third one avoids a natural crit, which is going to be 16 plus will hit. 6 will miss. 13 on die will hit, and you avoid another crit with a 16. So we have 1 miss, 2 misses, and 4 hits.
Looks good.
That's going to be for 35 points of magical slashing damage.
And we're still standing.
All right, you see it tear through. Just a flurry of claws tearing and peeling against you. At this point, the other one will move ever so slightly. Here, I can keep you guys in range, but if I move out of your range, I'll get fresh struck. But we want to kill people today. We want to murder them real, real good. So yes, we will... Cobalt Jones, you may take a free strike.
$27 to hit.
27 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
10.
10 points. Takes it. You see it hiss and holler out. And it kind of tears over and moves to pincer onto Orville. Orville, you still are providing disadvantage, but with the flanking, it'll have a straight roll on you. It will take its base attacks on you with advantage. The straight rolls. One is a 10, the other is a 20, so you will get a natural crit on it. The base attack will come across for 8 points of magical slashing.
Down.
And the second one, if you're down, doesn't matter what the damage is, you just take a death saving throw, or 2 death saving throw failures, as it tears through your body.
Yep.
You see blood spray up into the air. Cobalt Jones, you feel as if a cold runs through your body, your bones feel heavier, and you feel your heart rate begin to immediately rise as if you're about to die. But you know, truly, you're not the one in danger. That is their go. In the facility, the one in front of Burn, the 2 corpses are dropped at its side. It retches out in a large, almost octopedal look as blades train down on Burn. Any special abilities I should know about Burn before I make 6 attacks?
Yeah, so unless it's immune to poison, it needs to make a con save.
Alright, it will make the con save.
And his wisdom last turn was a 16.
Alright. It fails with a nat 1.
Okay, so it is poisoned from his putrid aura.
Okay, so I have disadvantage on my rolls?
Mm-hmm.
Works for me. What is Burn's AC?
His AC is a 14.
14. So we have a miss, a nat 1, a nat 1, a miss, and the last one will hit on Burn.
Good job, Burn.
It'll come across for 6 points of magical slashing on Burn.
Okay.
You see this big, heavy-looking man cough and puke at it, and this creature from beyond understanding kind of looks back and goes, "Aah!" and seems a bit put off by the throwing up undead at its feet. That is their turn. You see this one here continue to march off and turn around the bend, and you start hearing more screams of people being eaten and massacred. Celeste, your go. You look, and you see pincered between these 2 hulking abominations, a small goblin friend collapse under 2 quick strikes of bladed appendages.
I'm gonna make my way over to Orville.
Okay, boop, 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 boop. You look over, you see he is bleeding out on the ground with a heavy-looking gash across his chest.
I am going to reach down and pump in 10 laying hand points on him.
All right, you reach down, a big heavy resuscitation. He heals 10. That's your action for lay on hands?
Thank.
Yeah.
So you have a bonus action and the rest of your move left if you'd like. You do have 22 AC until the end of the next turn of Cobalt Jones.
Oh. Okay.
That gonna be it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Let's see here. So you've made the save. I think everyone's made the save at this point, right? Against both of them. Morgan hasn't made the one closest, or wait, farthest away from her, so she's still up. Morgan, it is your turn. You're not within 10 feet of the one you haven't already made a save against.
Okay.
Make sure. Yeah, okay. Provided you make
Yeah,
the
no,
save.
just the one next to me. Well, she would have her sword on her, so she's gonna pull it.
Okay, you pull out the long blade.
And I'll walk up to the one in front of me.
Okay, easy to do. Boop. I suggest here so you get advantage with Celeste. So you may take your attack with advantage against this creature.
That would be 20.
20 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage with sneak attack.
$26.
26 points. You tear through and retch through this unimaginable creature. It persists and hisses in your direction, both alive and still craving your demise. Is that going to be your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Holds firm. Aja's turn. Who does she give advantage to?
JJ.
Okay, got it. Vel, your turn.
I will reach out and hope this works. And I'll cast Blight.
Okay.
Con save.
All right. That is 18 on die.
Okay, so it'll take half damage.
Okay.
There's 2, 5, 9, 10, 15, 20, 22. So halved would be 11 points of necrotic.
Of necrotic?
Yeah.
All right. You see it pull and pour into its body in the hallway. It does seem to resist this necrotic energy.
Of course you would.
You see it twist its porcelain face in your direction curiously. Is that going to be your turn?
That's my action. I don't have anything for a bonus right now, so yeah.
Big old Burns' turn.
Big old burn.
Burn
Will.
burps.
Yeah. He'll make. Oh, was he good on his save?
16 makes
Okay.
it.
So he'll make his attack, which is a 20.
Hits.
Okay. That is
Is round 3.
is a total of 15
15 points of bludgeoning.
points of slashing.
Takes it.
And it needs to make a Constitution saving throw versus being paralyzed because it is currently poisoned.
Oh, okay. Con save is 17 on die.
Makes it.
Okay. So it resists. Does it make a save against that poison or no?
The poison will now end at the start of its next turn, and it will make the save again if it's still next to it.
Gotcha. Cool. That is Burns' turns. Cobalt Jones, start of your turn. You've made the save against the one closest to you within 10 feet. You're fine. What would you like to do now?
I'm gonna go diagonal towards the creature 5 feet,
Okay. Boop, boop.
and then I'm gonna use my bonus action. I'm gonna push Morgan 5 foot back.
Okay. Phew. Morgan, you feel something shudder and shake, and the mind of Kobold Jones, you hear, move. And before you can react, you've already taken a few steps back and away from him.
And then I'm going to attack the creature.
Go right ahead. Do you want to move where Morgan was so you get advantage?
I'm a kobold, so I should have it anyway, right?
Well, you don't anymore. No, it's fine. I haven't updated your characters yet. But soon, mother effer, you ain't getting that no more.
No, please. That's not what my sheet says.
I'm taking it away, and I'm taking away your broken eyes anyway. I'm going to heal your eyes like I did Orville.
28.
28 will hit.
It's going to be for 8 damage.
8 damage will come across, and you hear it hiss and crackle, and it remains even still in pain and wallowing as ichor pours from its veins.
We're going again.
Go right ahead.
One more time. That's going to be 26.
26 will hit.
And then I will use goading attack on it.
Go right ahead.
God damn. 7 damage.
7 damage.
And then it needs to make a save, or...
It makes the save versus the Reaper, and it meets the Reaper. You tear through, whoosh, a big heavy goading attack as you leap forward, kind of like upper abdomen of it, and you twist your blade forward to tear into the front of it and pull down as you split it in twine from the midsection. You see viscera pour from it, but unlike that of a mortal, you see instead what smells like almost beautiful potpourri. A scintillating smell of cinnamon and hearth and home emanates from its bowels. It collapses, twists and withers, and lands on the ground, and as it does so, you watch as it melts into the stonework, and where it once stood, now a patch of beautiful black and white flowers.
Okay. Now with that dead, I guess I'll move over to behind Orville.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20.
No, sorry, other way. I'm gonna be
actually behind.
Yeah, and then I'm going to bait and switch him.
All right, no problem.
And give myself the AC.
Being smart. You grab Orville's corpse, recently revived. You huck him behind you, heft up your blade and shield, and brace for impact.
Huh?
Yeah, I get a +2, so I have 22 AC.
22 AC, sounds good. That is going to be Kobold's turn. JJ, your turn. You look as it's burn versus whatever the worm is, whatever this thing is.
I think she's gonna do that really cool, like in how some metal songs they kind of pick with their fingers, their fret fingers.
Big heavy stuff Kobold Jones does in his band.
Yeah. That really rad thing. But she's going to use the DOS once again to cast Charm Monster.
Charm Monster, okay. What kind of save do I have to make? Oh, wait. Is it a charmed effect?
It is a charmed effect, so it also is disadvantage on that.
That's fine. It ignores it.
Okay.
Condition immunity charmed.
Okie dokie. Well, that pooped.
You attempt to go there, and you watch the mask across its face twist and turn into a smile, and as if knowingly, a tendril moves with a waggling finger in front of it.
That means JJ will take her bonus action and pat Belle on the shoulder and say, "You got this." Probably a little bit better than I do this time, but I got you. You help me, I help you.
Team effort, team effort, team effort.
Go team, go team, go team. Orville, your turn. You awaken from the ground. Your chest wound recently healed. A bright, beautiful handprint of Celeste impacted across your chest. But you gasp back and you look, and there is a small patch of black and white flowers and foliage grown out of the earth. And a very large, towering monster on the other side.
Oh my god, I'm alive. She's gonna stand up and just Actually, no, he's not even going to stand up. He's just going to boot scoot backwards.
All right. Oop. You move back. You slide on your butt. You took us.
Drop a healing hand on himself.
All right. Go right ahead. Is it going to be it for your turn?
Yeah, that's it.
Roll your health. Mark it. You don't need to announce it.
You got it.
Start of the spawn's turn. It twists and turns. The one on the down end will make its rounding through the bend. Boop, 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 boop. Start moving its way. The one in front of Kobold Jones and Celeste will roll for recharge. Will not recharge. It will twist and turn in on itself. And it will bring two of its talon hands up and over and take an attack against each of you in a large swing. So the one against Celeste is going to be a 19 on dice for a well over 20 to hit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I use Hellish Rebuke?
You certainly can. I make a dex save?
Sir.
Okay. Dexterity save total is a 17.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and roll damage.
I know how to do this. Yeah, I know how to do this.
You're good. You're good. Don't worry about it. You got it, dog.
I got
D10s.
it.
You got this, baby.
Oh, reroll that one. Okay. 10 damage.
10 damage.
That ain't bad.
You see as fire courses across its body, it hisses, and you hear a sizzling, cracking sound, as if when you take a warm pan and place it into water immediately. You hear this popping and cracking, and you see it tear and rend through much of its body, as it seems very much weak to fire. It strikes you across, completing its attack for 16 points of damage.
I'm going to use my reaction for interception.
Okay.
And try to reduce some of that damage.
All right, go right ahead.
I reduce 11 damage.
All right, so you take 5 damage, Celeste. The follow through for the cleave onto Kobold Jones is going to be for a 21 to hit.
Bang.
Misses?
22.
All right, misses. Yep. That comes through. That ends its turn. That is Celeste's actual turn now. Celeste, I do need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, as this one you have not made the save against yet. It is still trying to stun and dazzle you.
$27.
27 makes it. What would you like to do for your turn?
Well, that sucks. All the fire. God. I am just gonna swing on him, I guess.
All right, go right ahead.
What I do, I guess.
That is kind of what you do as a paladin. You do a lot of stuff as a paladin. You brought someone back to life, cast bless, all kinds of stuff.
Gonna be 17 to hit.
17 will hit.
Okay. 18 damage.
You said 19?
18.
One more time.
1-8.
A 1-8, 18 damage. You come across, boom, a big heavy swing. You hear a cracking of what you assume to be the cartilage that makes up its spine. It twists back in half of itself like an accordion and then snaps like a pixie stick. You see a rain of spore and beautiful, dazzling dust land and sprinkle down to the ground, and in a 10-foot by 10-foot square, a nice little patch of black and white roses is born. Anything else for your turn?
Step on that. I'm gonna step on that, and then I'm gonna start walking towards the other guy.
All right, you step on it, you crunch a rose, and you go after the other guy. Me for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You look around the bend, and you see it coming just around the other side of the building. It is currently chasing a group of what looks like to be the remnants of a family attempting to escape it. Do you want to call out to it so it targets you instead?
Yes.
All right, you call out, "Hey, ugly!" or however you want to, and you see it turn its porcelain mask in your direction and flay out its 6 different tendrils. That is going to be Celeste's turn. Morgan, your turn.
I'm going to run up next to Celeste and kind of try to get its attention as well.
Boom, 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 boom. You run up, you look to it, you wave your hands as best you're able, and it seems as if this porcelain mask is transfixed upon the pair of you. And it seems to kind of like make itself larger and more intimidating like a bear ought to, and seems dedicated to come and fuck your shit up if it can. Anything else for your turn? You can hold an action for when it gets in melee range.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
All right. Aja's turn. Who does she give advantage to?
JJ again.
Okay. Vel, what do you want to do for your turn?
I want to... Is there anywhere I could... Like, how open is the ceiling?
There's a large hole, so roughly like 10 by 10 foot.
Okay. I wouldn't be able to see through it well enough to, like, angle a fireball above this thing so it would mostly only catch this thing and burn.
If you want to burn down this entire wall, you can, yeah. If you want to. I'll let you do that. It and burn in the entire estate hallway? Yeah.
That's why I was asking about the airspace above it.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's an 11-foot tall creature in a hallway meant for normal people.
Yeah.
It's already kind of hunched low.
Yeah.
And it itself is size large.
So would it be occupying a 5-foot space in the air above what other creatures are?
I don't know. Yeah, probably. I guess it's 10 by 10 foot. Sure. You want to catch it in the ceiling?
I don't want to burn the estate down, damn it.
Well, that's what Fireball done do.
I am aware of that.
Splash damage, thy name is you.
Yeah. Alright, we're going to send some magic missiles.
Alright, go right ahead. They fire off. D4 now.
4, 8, 11, 13.
13 points. It impacts across the creature, and you see it wither in pain as it flares out its long tendrils. Burn's turn.
Burn gets a 22
22 will hit.
for 11.
11 takes it. Hisses in Burn's general direction. Kobold Jones's turn.
I'm going to move up 30, and then I'm going to cast Enlarge on Celeste.
Okay. How close do you have to be for that?
30 feet.
Oh, 30 feet of her?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Do. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. There we go. You see Celeste grow, and she's about 10 foot tall compared to this 11 foot tall creature. But there is a lot more hope as you summon your Mecha Godzilla against this Godzilla.
Power Rangers assemble!
There you go.
Mighty Morphin! Celeste!
It's more for time!
And then that's it.
All right. That is going to be Kobold Jones' turn. JJ, your turn. You look across the hallway of this creature, Velthil unleashing a litany of darts of arcane energy across its form, Burn punching with all of the undead might that it can muster.
We're just gonna Eldritch Blast.
All right, you have advantage from Aja, so go ahead and roll it.
Is it on both or just one?
It is the first attack roll you make.
That's a dirty 20.
That'll hit.
That's 1 damage on that first one.
Takes it. See,
And that's a nat one on the second one.
2 fires. Big heavy hit. Cracks it across the shoulder, but doesn't seem fully effective. The next one impacts into the wall. Still getting the hang of casting through strumming instead of with your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to be your turn, JJ?
Yes.
All
I
right.
think that will be my turn.
Orville, you have boot scooted and you have boogied. What do you want to do?
Stand up, dust myself off, and move up 20 towards the group, I suppose.
All right. So it's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20 up towards the group.
Yep.
And is that going to be your turn?
I guess I could take the move action and rally behind Celeste.
All right. Rallying behind Celeste. There we go.
That's good.
Seems good. It is going to be its turn. We'll resolve the one out in the field first. It's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to Celeste. It sees the larger, bigger creature and goes after Celeste. It hisses and flays out its various appendages. It will take all 6 attacks against Celeste. Celeste, my low is 18. So I think all of them hit.
Yes. Can I use Hellish Rebuke on the first one?
Yeah, you certainly can. Go right ahead.
It's a Dex.
Oh, dex save, right? Right.
Sorry.
No worries. That is going to be for 9 points of... Or, sorry, 9 for the save, so base, plus its dex, so it's going to be a 16 total.
So 7 damage, right? Because it'll still take half.
It'll still take half, yeah.
Yeah, so 7.
Okay, so takes it. You see it hiss out in pain. Then all 6 attacks land in on you. The first one will come across for 10 points of magical slashing. The second one is a crit. It comes across for 13 points of magical slashing. Let me know if I need to slow down. You good?
The first one was how much?
First one is 6, 10. 10 total.
And the second was 13, right?
It's 13, yep.
Okay.
Ready? Third one, 8 points.
I'm down.
You're down?
Keep going.
You're unconscious? Well, they will rip you apart then. Alright. You watch, let's see here. You're down on the 4th one. So yeah, it will take those attacks and it will bring you down and you crumple onto the street. Celeste drops unconscious with 2 death saving throw failures. That is going to be Morrigan's turn.
Does that ready to action go off, by the way?
No, I'm not within 5 feet of Morgan.
Okay.
You went base to base with Celeste. Morgan is a 5 foot reach.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's actually Celeste's turn right after. Celeste, death saving throw.
It's a save, so I get that bless.
No. That'd be dope, though. Also, your bless is gone because you're unconscious.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a crit.
It's a 20? You get back up with 1 HP at the start of your turn.
This is...
You move up, you see big heavy gashes, you start bleeding across the floor, you hear a slapping sound as the water hits like a pail against the heavy stone concrete.
kind of cheap. Like, you were so close to just killing me.
I know.
Do you want me to, like...
Well,
do you want me to
realistically, had I rolled them all separately, I would have probably killed you. But I don't like doing
so,
that.
Like,
No. I rolled them all at once like a fool. Like a foolish fool.
listen, dog, I feel like I just cheated you because I crit. So, like, do you want me to re-roll it?
Nope. No,
Sure.
after watching season 3 of that really popular D&D show, they rolled 3 nat 20s during their last fight to stand up from death. So one of them, completely fine. Also, you usually crit me during these fights anyway, so it's completely fine. I have my crit allowance
At least
budget.
it was a death save, and not like.
Well, roll your attack and we'll see what it's like.
Not
in a
like a
second.
hit
Yeah, hold
confirm
on.
on a
All
save.
Hold on a
it's true,
second.
it's true.
Before you start
She
mouthing
still
off
gets like
about-
another one.
Yeah, like
usually.
get another fucking 20.
She doesn't have disadvantage now.
Does not have disadvantage for being size large using the tooth.
Oh, but I only have 1 hit point, so heal or.
You have a walking hit point dispenser behind you.
Beep boop. Beep boop.
Okay. Alright, we're gonna fucking go for this guy, I guess. It's a 22 to hit.
22 will hit.
We're going to roll this, plus we're gonna go ahead and smite.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
No.
That's neat.
I don't think we should wait for that crit. It may not come.
What? Ah, man. Hellish Rebuke, dog.
Okay, I'm just gonna do. It's an extra 2d8, right?
For a level 1, yes it is.
Reroll that one. It's 27 points of damage.
27 points of good golly Miss Molly damage. I take it. I'm alive. It's alive. Big heavy strike. That's your first attack?
Oh, yeah, that is my first attack. Thanks.
Yep. Oh, yeah, no worries. Yeah. Yep. Fair and impartial DM here.
Crit.
Is it?
Yeah. Al, do you want to see it? Sorry,
What'd you get for saying you wanted somebody to die?
Hey, man. I thought I was going to kill somebody.
That's what you get.
These things are nuts.
I mean, I'm pretty sure technically you did, except for a mistake there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this thing does. Okay.
It's 13d8.
Okay, hold on. 1 second. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, and also 2d4 because you're enlarged.
Okay. Don't be mad, Kay.
I'm not mad. Should have killed this bitch. Should have done
Told
it.
you.
Should have
Told you,
just.
Doc. I told you I was gonna re-roll, and there would have been no hard feelings. Like I would have just been like,
Nah,
okay, I
that's
get
good.
it. I totally understand.
I went with the damages simultaneous route instead of the damages each hit route. That's my fault. That's me fucking up.
Okay. So I normally get 2d8.
Uh-huh.
Then I double that, so it's 4d8.
Correct.
And then I get 3d8 on top of that for acid damage.
Yep. That's 6.
Yep.
And then your smite.
Huh.
But magical, acid, smite, all good. No resistances.
Okay, and then and then 2d4 because I'm enlarged.
Correct.
Okay. 1 second.
Which one to use the rogue again? I forget sometimes.
What a great sound.
Chugga chugga chugga. Morgan's like, that's the sound of coffee right there. That's rogue coffee, baby.
Sixty-one
61?
damage.
Yeah, this thing explodes in a hail of viscera.
Sweating.
You see this thing roll up on Celeste, just so we can have a playback. The world rewinds for a second so we can watch this again. This thing flails out, big 6 strikes, each one sticking boom boom in her traps, either side of her, just under the ribs. You hear Celeste gasp as the 6 tendrils retract back and blood sprays out from her like a punctured balloon. She crumples down to the ground, but her heart does not stop beating. She stands back up, wipes the blood from her nose and wipes it free of her eyes, grasps the tooth in both hands, and just bodies this thing from the ground. It had full health, but between the Yeah, between
Had
the
full
burn,
health?
it used to. Between the Hellish Rebuke and the crit and the hit, that's it. That's insane. You power through it and it explodes out in a litany of divine reckoning. You see spatterings, not in one solid group, but spatterings of black and white roses emanate out as its blood trails across the ground. It is dead. We're going to go ahead and skip along here then to Aja's turn, as the other group is no longer in combat.
Aja's going to give the help action to Burn.
All right. Vel, your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna send more magic missiles.
All right.
Do. 4, 8, 10, 13.
13 points. Takes it evenly. You see it and reach for Burn to kill him. Burn's turn. Burn turn.
Burn! Oh no, Burn. That's an 11
That
with
will
advantage. Has a 3 and a 4 on those die.
That will hard miss. Skipping ahead, JJ.
A couple more Eldritch Blasts, please.
Pew pew laser beam. Pew pew laser beam.
That's a 14.
A 14 will hit.
Oh, okay. That's 6 on that one.
6 on that one. All right. Takes it. You hear it let out a hiss from behind its mask.
Okay, and that's an 18 plus.
That'll also hit.
That's a 1.
Okay, it takes the 1. Boom, boom. Start of its turn, it will roll for recharge. Does not make it. Needs a save versus poison.
Con save, yes.
11 on die will bring me well over 16.
15, but yeah.
Okay. And then it makes its attacks. It only gets 2, and it's the only creature it's in melee with, right? Burn's the only one? Because yours
Yeah.
are 15 foot off. Come on,
Yes.
give me my d20 back. Little jerk. I don't want a 1. I want... There we go. So nat 1, and then against Burn is going to be a 21 to hit.
Absolutely.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Boop. Comes across for 7 points of slashing damage against Burn.
Okie dokie.
Alright. That's its go. Round out. Aja gives advantage to who?
Burn.
Burn. Vel, your turn.
More pew-pews.
Alright, go right ahead. Mark them spell slots.
Yeah, they are getting lower. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10 points. You feel it. Boom. The first hit. The part of its shoulder rends off and splatters against the wall. You see black and white roses emanate from the actual wall itself. Another shot. Boom. Blows apart one of its legs. It falls over with a slump into the hallway. Its leg, now a path of black and white roses. The remaining bolts tear apart and detonate from inside of it. It ruptures and bursts at the seams against the wall and corridor of the estate home in a beautiful arrayment of black and white roses. The creature has died. And with that, I think that's a very good place to stop for us to continue this next week as we are past time. But don't think I forgot about you, humble viewer. Those on YouTube, you're usually not privy to this one, but we're going to go ahead and do it. We have 3, count them, 3 new challenges for Twitch, 2 of which seem awfully relevant to the story all of a sudden. The first one is called The Defense of Gromaton. It is 65,000 points. The sky falls, the lights crash, and those who survive is a choice beyond our cast. It is 65,000 points, and it, of course, begins right now. Much in the same way, we need to have people rise up for the defense of Destra. So, for 65,000 points, if you seek to defend the noble homes of Destra, now is the time to start that off. And it is live as well. But don't worry, humble viewer. Your narrator has, of course, thought of everything. And for a mere 35,000 points, we have another option enter into our beautiful world, because when you live in a city of heroes who for generations have been spoken to you to be unrelenting, unconquerable heroes of the realm, and now they are being butchered in the streets like you, your friends, and your family, sometimes it calls for a changing of faith. And thus, the final challenge is called the New Faith. When the gods have gone quiet, the lost seek answers in the unknown. Sometimes the old ways are still the most welcoming. It is 35,000 points, and that starts right now. For everyone here, truly and lovingly, with us this evening, I hope everyone had a wonderful night. I know I did. Let's go ahead and show some love. Let's see here to the Pale Dragon. They're also playing Dungeons and Dragons. They've been going a little bit longer. Never mind. We'll skip them because we're going to go to anyone else who's not been doing that. We'll go to Dice Cream Sandwich. They seem like a fun group of gals and boys. So with that, let's go ahead and get our raid started. If you are a wonderful subscriber to the channel, we certainly do thank you for it. We ask that you use our rating emote. It is kind of our signature thing. Just spam it in their chat. Let them know that you came from Second Wake in the channel for Kareem Zamir. We do appreciate it. And as always, I've been Kareem Zamir. They've been the Seekers of Galanti. What's happening to the city? We'll see you next week for Second Wake. Peace out.